Look at camera.
Welcome to Hardly Initiated Live. It is your host, Tyshawn Jackson, here with another episode. My co-host, Ryan Catchings.
Yes, sir.
We are in the building,
Listen,
baby.
I had to do that. I've been listening to Pretty Ricky. I probably shouldn't have been listening that far. I started the show today.
That's really trifling. He
Yeah.
even admitted he was listening to Pretty Ricky.
That's a little ratchet.
But listen, check it out, y'all. I'm so excited about the show we got because first off, not only is this the 2-year anniversary of Hardly Initiated,
Hey.
all right? Understand, what was it? It was November 2021. We uploaded our very first video.
It was actually November
YouTube.
1st, 2021.
November
so that's
1st.
literally the exact date
Yes.
today. Yeah, crazy.
2021. We hit YouTube, guys, and it has grown into what it is today. So thank you for everybody that's here with us, whether you came here 2 years ago, 2 days ago. We love you and appreciate you. And we are absolutely excited that you are here in this episode here because we're going to get into the marriage. We're going to get into the money because we got two amazing. Look at this beautiful couple we got here. Put
I'm
the camera on
telling
this
you.
beautiful couple
It's all her. It's all
that's
her.
in the building. Came
Hey,
straight out of
thank you,
Miami.
Yes,
Bringing
sir.
that heat.
Still smelling
I
like
like that.
palm trees
You already know.
Hey.
and 85 degrees.
Miami style.
82 and a half.
82 and a half. Look better than Atlanta. But I'll tell you this, tonight we have the lovepreneurs who are a mix of both Demetrius and Diane, both married for 13 years, together for 16, and they are saving marriages and businesses around the country. So tonight they are with us. Welcome to Hardly Initiated.
Man, we
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
y'all for having us, fellas. Definitely an honor to be here. We know it's gonna be great energy, man. We ready to dive on in with y'all.
And y'all got the nerve
Yes.
to let a Dominican in here on your anniversary.
You know, it's
Nobody
big.
bring the heat.
Well, that's big. I think you might be the first Latina we've had on the show.
Hey.
The first one.
It's
Hey,
different.
listen,
Well, it's time to break some things in.
my Latinas in the chat.
Oh, we got
alright?
a bunch of Latinas in
Yes,
the chat.
if
too.
you in the chat, drop a
Hey,
yes real quick.
mommies.
Drop a yes, mommy.
and
if
bring
you in
up
the
the
chat.
Dominican flag and the Puerto Rican flag. Put it on there for me.
I like that. As a matter of fact, if anybody is new and this is your first live, go ahead and drop live in the chat too. But this is a thing. Y'all came highly recommended.
Yes.
So I won't say his name, but one of the brothers that we truly respect, and I mean,
Love
I
dearly.
really respect him.
Yes.
His business prowess, his relationship, just he's at this point become a mentor for us.
Shout out to Marcus Rozier.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
My guy.
Cool. Cool.
No, I'm
Well,
about to say, can I shout him out?
yeah.
though?
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
facts.
Like, I didn't
Respect
know
to
we was.
Marcus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Shout out
facts.
to Marcus.
Much love.
My
But
guy, one of the goats.
one of the goats,
And his
but
beautiful wife.
and his
Charity.
beautiful wife.
For
Yes.
sure.
And he told us, he said he was in a place where he was trying to figure things out. And he said once he heard y'all, I believe it was at a retreat, correct?
Yep, I love Panora Retreat. We have one annually.
Let me tell you, he spoke highly of that. But he said because of the game that y'all dropped, him and his wife was able to get on the same page. Well, him and his
Amen.
now wife, because they was dating at the time.
Yep.
Mhm.
They was able to get on the same page and they've been happy ever since. So
Yep, yep.
I appreciate y'all for hooking him up.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
We saw as soon as they walked in that retreat. She came out. I'll never forget that we were teaching, and she walked in, and she's gorgeous. You know, she's gorgeous. by the way.
Definitely.
And Marcus was sitting there. He was like, this is girlfriend, Canada, all this good stuff. And I'm talking to her, and she's strong. She's dominating. She was just eager to learn his world. Like, not too many women come in eager to learn a man's world, right?
Mm.
She's trying to figure out how to fit into that, not taken away from him. And I'm
Yeah.
like, Marcus, if you don't see the beauty in that,
Mm.
and that's when it all started. Yeah.
That's a
I
fact.
love
Listen.
that. I
So
love
listen,
that.
tell the people what we got coming because I want to get to this conversation because we're gonna have an amazing conversation tonight. So Ryan, tell the people what we got.
So again, guys, it's our 2-year anniversary. Just want to let y'all know we love and appreciate you, and we appreciate you so much that we got a lot of big things coming. Now, this is the thing. One of the biggest things that we got coming is we getting ready to drop the custom emojis for everybody in the chat. Also, we've been getting pounded relentlessly from everybody that's a part of our YouTube channel membership. And they're like, Ryan, we want a little bit more exclusivity in the chat, guys. So we haven't set a date. But I want to say either it's going to be the first of the year or it's going to be December 1st. So we are going to shut down the chat unless you are a channel member. And we got to do it because we had almost, 1,800 people in the chat
Oh my
last
gosh,
Monday.
it was getting
Nice.
crazy.
It was getting crazy. We got the trolls hitting the chat too now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But-
Welcome to trolls. Welcome them.
You're right. You're right.
Let them voice them.
Now, this is the thing, guys. Only thing I want you to do, I'm getting ready to drop a link. We are trying to compile as much of your contact information as possible so we can keep you abreast of exactly what's happening with Hardly Initiated. So I'm going to drop the link right now. Take some time, give us your email and your phone number. After that, hit the like button, and we good for the night.
We are good for the night, and time to get into the conversation because I am excited. I put some extra sauce on this conversation tonight because not too often do we get into the mix of not just relationships but money and how they all work together, and we're gonna do that tonight.
For sure.
Matter of fact, a lot of our ladies, what they tend to say they want to find, the number one word I hear them all use, they say they want them an ambitious man.
Definitely.
A lot of them say they even left a man because he wasn't ambitious.
I would say
enough.
that has to be top 3 reasons why our women are communicating to us why they leaving their man is ambition.
Ambition.
Yeah.
And I understand that. Even as a man myself and understanding, the dynamics between a man and a woman, I understand why that's important. But some ladies, especially the ladies that have never had a man that are at the high levels of ambition, I want to talk about what that man really comes with, because you guys are counseling, coaching, working with these couples that are deeply in business together at the heights of it, right? And I want to talk about that. Talk to me about what would you even say is the role a woman should be looking to play in a highly ambitious man's life? How should she be trying to position herself there?
Here's the hook. You ready?
Uh-oh.
Learn to shut up.
Mm.
That's the hook, mommies.
I'm
That's the
glad you
hook.
said it.
Yeah,
All right,
no, I'm
'cause-
Latina, so it's kind of hard to be quiet. But what that really means is that you have to be very calculated when it comes to an ambitious man. An ambitious man knows exactly what he wants and how he wants it, right? So you can't come in all crazy thinking you can shut things down because you have an opinion or you have a problem with something. So if you're truly in a mindset of thinking that you are ready for a highly ambitious man, you got to start doing some self-development first. And try to match up to his level of development in order for you to think that this is going anywhere but outside the bedroom.
What a lot of women don't realize is when it comes to a high level, high ambitious man, it's like cars, right? You can go into Rolls Royce dealership, you can go into Toyota dealership and have 2 different experiences. That Rolls Royce, they're gonna roll the red carpet out for you. You're gonna be able to spec out everything you want for that vehicle, right? The stitching, the carpet, whether you want fur in your car, Rolls Royce will figure it out for you, right? If you want your umbrella a certain color, right? For a woman to be in the life of a man like that, she has to be willing to be specced out and not get offended when he's specking her out.
Interesting.
Giving exactly what he wants, how he wants it, what he wants it to look like, what he wants it to feel like, how many miles he wants to go ahead and run on the track with, you know what I mean? Before the tires got to get changed, the whole 9. And most women are not ready for that. The idea of what that looks like, they want to sign up for. But what you actually got to go through, the process of producing a vehicle, a relationship, a man that's built like that, most women not really built for that.
Now, let me put a slow spin to that. This is true. And what happens is that type of man now also wants a woman that's willing to put all the specs and the upgrades in this vehicle, right?
So,
As he says so. The problem with that is that when they are dealing with a highly ambitious woman, right? That combination isn't going to work. So there has to be a medium. And that's the medium that we tend to try to find that balance, like a Marcus and Charity say. These are 2 very high dominating people. They know what they want, right? So you have this highly ambitious man that wants all the upgrades. And this is exactly how I want. In other words, I want to build what I want. But an ambitious woman is saying, this is how I come. Now, what we can do is build on each other and upgrade each other. And we both have the furs if we want to as upgrades. Or you pick your fur. What do I need over here? And then you continue to build in that way. And I think that's a mindset shift that we're trying to bring to the table. My husband was a dominating, ambitious man before I came around. When I came, he realized, okay, you no joke. You got it going on. But I was in corporate America. He was an entrepreneur.
Mm.
So he obviously looking at me, he's like, okay, I can spec you out, the same concept, right? But as he realized, you know what, I can make her into what I want, or I can sit back and say, you know what, God has blessed me with some things in her that I don't have. So instead of me trying to change her, let me see what her strengths are and how they will then be my voids, that it would be able to complement what I'm voided at, right? And therefore I can be complete. And I think that's the difference. Yes, this is true. And this is what happened with us in the beginning. But I think switching the mindset a little bit of what that's supposed to look like from a woman that's also ambitious. Now, some women are not as ambitious, so they will definitely fit that.
For sure. But
Now
for
continue.
that woman that's already built, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's really understanding like, okay, I'm one vehicle, you two vehicles, your vehicle. How do we trade these both in and build the vehicle we want together?
100%.
And that's the part that a lot of people don't see the vision far enough to know that's where we can go. Like, I've been driving by myself all this time. You've been driving by yourself all this time. How do we take both of these cars to the dealership and build that dream car that we really want to drive together? Where I can control the temperature on my side, you can control the temperature on your side, and we both can ride comfortably in the car together.
In the same car, though. Same vehicle.
In the same car.
I got
That's
a lot of questions.
me
right
too.
now. Yeah.
Because I think that the concept of specking out is kind of dope.
It listen,
And-
I agree, it's dope, but I was a little worried about what the chat gonna say about that.
because it's real. It's really real.
Right.
Give me some of the top things that you are specking out as a highly ambitious man.
That's a perfect question. So for my wife, when I'm gonna just take it back, like using real life experience, right?
2007.
My wife coming from corporate America, she was headstrong. She knew what she wanted to do in life for the most part. She knew that staying in corporate America was not what she wanted to do, right? She had dreams and ambitions that she wanted to do outside of that, things that I was already doing. So for me to already be an entrepreneur and you coming into my world trying to tell me what to do, nah, we're not gonna do that.
That didn't fly too well.
We're not gonna do that. Not when I've had things my way.
Mm.
From business side of things and also women's side of things prior to you. Now you come thinking you're gonna come in and change everything. Now I know what I want. I already know what the next 5-10 years is gonna look like for me. And I'm looking for somebody that's gonna add to that, not tell me what to do, how I should do that, how I should change this. But I will say this: I had to take a moment and be a coach and a leader, right? Leadership is something that a lot of men struggle with.
Facts.
They think they're great leaders, but they really don't understand what leadership is about.
Yeah.
And as a leader, you have to identify the strengths and weaknesses of who you're going to have on your team. Now, this is my wife. She's my partner, but she's also on my team as well. And vice versa. There's going to be times where she's going to coach at certain things, and there's going to be times that I'm coach at certain things. And I realized as a coach, you got to be wise enough to do that and not just have it my way. So we butt heads a lot. Because I knew what I want. I'm already on this track. You coming, you joining the train. Like, this is an express train. I know where I'm going. Not realizing that the moment I was able to digress in my pride and my ego and realize that you bring people on your team to actually fulfill and take care of certain things. So you don't have to, especially the things you're not great at, because you wind up thinking you're going 2 steps forward and wind up pushing yourself 2 steps back. So that's something that I had to learn. And really as a leader to identify if I'm going to bring people on my team, right? If I'm going to have a helpmate, I can't deny the help. And I've been looking for the helpmate. And that's what a lot of men do. Like, they'll go find the help outside of the home. They'll start a business and have people that work for their business and invest in that person and get the help outside the home, not realize the real help is actually who you lay in bed with every night. Just as a leader, as a visionary, you got to be able to identify where she's great at, what's her strengths and weaknesses, and realize how you complement each other on that.
Let's take it back though, because we weren't always that knowledgeable in this information, right? When we first started seriously dating, because we knew each other since 2001. In 2007, we said he put all his player cards down, right? Go ahead, Sheila, I see you. And
I was a counselor. I was
Yeah,
not
he
a
was.
player. I counseled people.
Okay.
It's different.
no,
Okay,
you know
let's
what,
clear that
seriously,
up.
Counsel them all the way
that's
to
a
the
good
bedroom.
story.
Right,
Right,
right.
100%. No, sidebar, we're gonna get back
Everybody
to
had
this point,
different needs.
but this is good. So I graduated from Temple University. At Temple, Demetrius was always there. He was Meet then. Meet was always at Temple. So we're married now. Fast forward, married 2010. We just moved into our house. I'm putting my diploma up. I'm looking for his, and all I see is like Lincoln Lincoln High School. What was it?
Oh yeah, I graduated from Lincoln.
Lincoln, yeah. Lincoln High School. And I'm like, okay, Chula, I see your high school diploma, but where's your Temple? He's like, I ain't graduate from Temple. I'm like, bro, you were there every day, all the parties, everything. And he could hit me with
I was
that.
a
I was a
counselor.
counselor. I was. Oh my
I was
God.
down there doing counseling
So
work.
fun story. But so no, 2007, we did not understand this concept. We did not understand the concept that he was being a leader by addressing certain things, right? At that moment, the reason why, and to address all those that say another fake love coach, you know, because I heard that on one of your episodes,
Yeah.
all these fake love coaches and all that. Lovepreneur was started because of pain.
For sure.
I mean, tears nightly, because our power was so strong that we just kept clashing. And we knew inside that this was different. We just knew it, but we had no idea what that meant. Like, that wisdom did not catch up to us live in a living color yet. And it was a fight constantly. I mean, it truly got gang related sometimes. And we just couldn't understand what was it. It was the two alphas, very strong, opinionated. One of the things, and I'm talking directly to my ladies here, my husband has a very high EQ. And I didn't understand that or respected that in the beginning, AKA the leadership role, right? And I mean, I was raised single parent home. My mom and I moved around a lot, New York, Philly, homeless, never a man in the house until my mom remarried when I was 15, 16. So here I am dating a man that's a man, you know, raised by his parents. His parents are still together. I'm like, your parents still together? They like each other? You know, I didn't know what that looked like. So to come into this relationship, understanding what EQ and respect looks like, and the intentional conversation looks like, it's like, no, I don't know what that is. So I didn't respect it. And I remember having these bumping head conversations, very strong. You know, I'm very strong in my voice and my delivery. And he'll be like, you know what? We're not talking about that right now. And eventually I learned that, oh, okay, he has the right to tell me to shut up. And obviously he doesn't use those words, but it's his favorite. You know what? We're not going to talk about that right now. We'll come back to it. And I tell my ladies, if your partner, and this can be man or female, has a real high EQ, understands when a conversation isn't going anywhere, she should have the right to say, you know what, babe, let's not talk about this right now because it's not going anywhere. Let's move on. And I say that to say that as we were growing in this lovepreneurship, we started businesses together, trying to figure out our roles in this relationship. I was trying to figure out how not to control his businesses, right? Instead, just bringing my intellect, my experiences in corporate America, and show him that, you know, you are an entrepreneur, but let me just show you structurally what you should do with your team versus how you're doing meetings now. They're not as effective. But my delivery wasn't like this. You know, it was, you don't know what you're doing. Why are you talking to him like that? Man, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this mess. And he'll be like, and it'll just like nothing back, like, all right. And won't talk about it anymore. It's like, you don't even talk back. You don't even say anything. Like, don't you feel want to say anything?
And then y'all going through that at home right now.
I could only imagine.
Delivery,
Yeah,
the rollout, premarital counseling. And I love our counselors. They still do our counseling sessions in the Lovepreneur community. LaCatherine, shout out to you and Warren. She says to me, are you correct? Like, do you understand that if it was two of y'all would not survive? Like, it is a blessing that this man knows how to control his emotions. You learn how to do that. See how effective you would be. And I'm like, that just changed my life.
That was premarital counseling?
That was premarital counseling.
Sure.
And we weren't thinking about getting married yet. We just knew that this was deeper. What our mission, our purpose in this relationship was deeper. I'm gonna tell you how deep it was. During that time, again, it had nothing to do with us being married. Never did I ever tell this man, you gonna marry me or what? I never felt like I was necessarily the marrying type, right? I knew that this was it. It was gonna be you and I were gonna figure this out. And we did premarital counseling because I wanted to get it right, because we're two businesses in now. We're already in real estate investment, and we were just about to open up our daycare. I'm 2 business in, and I still don't know how to effectively communicate with this man. Like,
Wow.
something's got to give here, because I don't understand why when I'm getting out of pocket, he just sits and looks straight. And what he's doing is, I'm trying not to boop by boop or something. Like, you're not a man. This is not a bar fight. No reason for you to be talking to me like that. And I couldn't understand that concept. So that was something that we needed to grow into that role. And as he was saying now, as a leader, as a coach, all these things makes a difference. And to my men that have these women that don't know how to control their emotions, but you do, you continue to be the example, because it was his example of never, ever getting disrespectful with me, meeting me at my level of disrespect or boisterous or demeanor, disrespect, showed me what that looks like and who I need to be. And I believe that was the unveiling of how I needed to submit to him, because it wasn't just about the man, but it was the mission that he was on. And I realized it was a lot deeper than I understood.
Wait, hold on. But
Yeah.
I want to ask this right here, because I think this is really relevant to where we at, because you being somebody who, it seems like you had some options, you were doing pretty decent in life.
For sure.
This young lady is pretty much in this place where she's not yet emotionally in control, and at times might be spazzing out on you. What made you say with this particular young lady, I'm going to be patient and weather the storms that come with this relationship? What did you see in her in particular to say this is worth roughing this out, right? Versus just walking away altogether and say, I can't deal with this?
That's a great question. I'll be honest with you. It was a vow that I made to myself and a vow I made to God, to be honest with you. Like previous relationships, I go there with you. I'm going to say stuff to you. It's going to hurt you so bad, your mom going to feel it and call you like, everything all right? You know what I'm saying? So I realized, like, in order to get different results, I had to do something different. And I vowed to not get disrespectful for anybody that I dealt with moving forward. And I knew that I could control my emotions. Nobody can make my emotions change but me. And so I had to lock in with myself and have some self-discipline to understand, like, regardless of who I deal with, I'd rather not be with somebody than allow somebody to take me out of my character and who I say I'm going to be. So it was more about my control than it was trying to control somebody else. But I also realized, as a coach, being the example, people become a product of their environment. And us as the men, we control the culture of our homes. We control the cultures of our business. And if I'm going to remain the example, I have the choice to either dismiss someone, or if I see certain things in them. One thing I knew, that dealing with being a counselor to other Latino women, right?
Okay.
This is where the counseling came into play, right? Being a counselor to other Latino women, I knew that they were all loud. A lot of them were loud. I'm not gonna say all of them. A lot of them were loud.
They fiery women.
We're
fiery,
spicy.
high
Yeah.
passion.
Yeah.
And she had all those traits. I just was like, as a leader, I just got to see, how do I channel that to make it an asset rather than a liability.
Now,
Got it.
Dayani, when I hear that, because it's a lot of, I actually prefer fiery women. They have this allure about them, very attractive. It's just something that's just very exciting about it.
Passionate.
Passion, but it does come with heavy maintenance. Now, the thing is, some guys who also are attracted to that, they'll find that woman will turn around and tell them, hey, you can't handle me, or I'm not with him because he can't handle me. So when a woman states that, like, what exactly does that mean? And is there something that she should be doing to take accountability for these outbursts, or maybe a certain level of chaos that she might bring to the relationship?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It's not healthy. Like, it's not something it comes with, because we were raised that way in a household that's very spicy and opinionated, no limits. I'm gonna get to that. Let me circle it. I'll never forget, my husband came in my car. Well, at the time, boyfriend. And all I'll play was Rough Riders. That was around 2007. Rough Riders was out and all that, right?
She was
So
turned.
that's it. Tupac, Rough Riders. That was
Turned
my
up.
thing. And he came in the car. He was like, this, like the third time he comes in the car. He was like, do you always play rap? And I'm like, yeah, what do you listen to? And he was like, listen to this station. It was gospel. I'm like, oh, I didn't know gospel had its own station. And we would always listen to that. That was a smooth way to start toning all of it down, right? To just set the tone in the relationship. We're not rough riding it out all the time. To that point, as a woman, you're not adding value to a man being turned up that way. It has zero intentions. It's not intentional behavior for growth, right? So I always say, Powerful couples ignore distractions and only value intentional conversations, right? And in this case, it can't be intentional if I'm yelling at you, being negative to you. There is a difference between the Jay-Z, sorry, I'm just being passionate, right? And then a difference being disrespectful or belittling. And the goal here, if you're going to truly add value to your man, it's not by being in a disrespectful way. I think that I needed to learn what the value was of speaking to my man in an uplifting, affirming him way instead of belittling him. So I don't see anything wrong with passion, but what I do see wrong is what is being said. Am I uplifting my husband or am I belittling him? Am I adding value to him or am I taking away from his mission? I think oftentimes when a woman says he can't handle me, two things could be happening. He either has a real high EQ and is not going to go down with this mess and go down with you with all this, or he truly doesn't know what to do with all that fire. He just doesn't. And every woman wants to have a leader, regardless of how strong we are. I want to know in a situation, can you truly lead me to where I need to go? And if you can't even handle a tough conversation with me, then how are you going to handle being able to lead me in tough situations?
So how does
that's a strong indicator.
I'm curious. What did you see there? Good indicator. What are those indicators that he can lead you?
And what qualifies as a tough conversation? Because I think the fellas really want to know what that is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm gonna add something on the end of that.
Yeah. So confidence. You got to be confident in what you're doing. If I said my whole habla, you can't do this, you can't do that. You turn around and be like, watch me. And it got done. Period.
And it got done.
And it got done. Period.
So he's got a track record of getting things done.
It's all about consistency. So if you're telling me I did all that yelling or that belittling, I said what I had to say, and all you got to say back to me is everything will be all right. And then everything is all right. And it actually happens. And you made it happen. And I didn't interrupt any of that. To me, that is confidence. I got this. With or without you, honey, I got this. And no woman, especially a strong alpha woman, wants a man that's like, okay, so what would you like me to do then, honey? I need you. I need to know that you can stand on your own too, regardless that I am adding to you. Not that you necessarily need me for you to be elevated, but I am adding to your elevation. Can you truly stand firm in what you are here to do on earth, regardless if I'm supporting you or not? Are you going to keep going, or any little thing I do is going to break you? No strong woman wants that. I need to know that you can not only hold you down, you can hold me down and anything that I come with. Can you truly hold it down, or are you going to fold?
Here's another perspective to that same statement. Like for women that say like, you can't even handle me. What a lot of times women don't realize is that the hardest thing to do sometimes is turn the mirror on yourself. Right? It's not that men can't handle you. It's that you can't handle yourself. Men is not, we're not trying to come and have to like tear things up and rebuild you and all that. That's not the mission here. Especially a man, when you're talking about that's put together. Now there's all different levels of men.
Yes.
So let's just make that clear, right? But if we're talking about high value men that are intentional and focused and know what they're doing, if you can't handle yourself, it's already a red flag for me trying to handle you.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a woman that can handle herself. So I know that you can stand on your own 2 feet just as much as I can, and that we can build something together. Not me having to worry about what day you're gonna be hot or cold. Like I got too much going on. I'm focused on too much right now to have to deal with you not knowing if you're gonna be hot or cold. Now, if you're dealing with menopause and all that, that's something different. Like that's a little outside
a different
of
conversation.
Right? Okay.
But for the most part, are you woman enough to be able to handle yourself before you come in a situation for somebody else?
Yes.
Or are you just looking for somebody that can handle you?
I like
handle yourself first. Get yourself under control first. Bring yourself to the table as a package. Force someone to say, yeah, that package, I like that right there. But if you already coming to the table talk about something, are you a man that can handle me? Nah, sis, I'm good.
That sound like chaos.
Yeah.
I'm good.
100%.
Red flag. All on the play.
I want to get some context too before Tyshawn goes to his next question. Because you mentioned both of y'all mentioned high value. So could you give the audience, you guys, because I'm just wanting to figure out, does it have a lot to do with income or ambition? Like what exactly is a high value man?
A man on a mission. And there's no stopping him. It don't matter what it is. And I mean, this is a debate online all the time. Bus
Mhm.
driver, teacher, you name it. Like, you on a mission and you are passionate about that and you have blinders on, and no matter who says what, you are going to accomplish that goal. There is nothing sexier to a woman than a man that knows exactly what he wants, how he wants it, and you or nobody's going to stop him from accomplishing that goal.
I like that, because the bus driver thing was like a big, I mean, that was a viral moment.
Mhm.
And I think it was it Claudia? No,
Ebony K.
Ebony
Williams.
K. Williams.
Yeah.
She's basically said, hey, does he
Mhm.
own the bus?
Mhm.
But really, he could have been driving a bus, but he could have been on the mission to own a bus, even if he didn't own it then.
Sure.
Fun fact, and I'll never forget, I remember seeing her post. Again, my husband's a business consultant, and one of his clients, never forget, he was a bus driver. He drove the bus, I forget what school district, for years. The man had millions.
Still does to this
Still
day.
does.
Wow.
In his 70s,
In his 70s.
and got millions.
Millions. So stop, ladies, y'all better stop judging this whole Cheesecake Factory and he driving a school bus. You got to know if this man's on a mission. You cannot, all you guys want to do is submit to a nice car, a nice house, do they got jewelry. Like, you submitting to the wrong thing. Submit yourself to the mission. But you won't even recognize a mission because you don't have a mission. So you won't even be able to know the value of what that looks like in a man. A man's aura smells mission. And my husband had that from the very beginning. I just didn't know what to do with that. I needed to self-develop. I needed to understand what that looked like. What was that? I knew that I was here to be able to fill in the blanks for him.
I feel like the discernment is not where it needs to be with the ladies.
That's a good
So,
point.
Talking about being able to smell what a mission is, the senses ain't all the way right.
Mhm.
Sure.
What does a man look like on a mission?
And I want you to really think about this and get these ladies right.
Break it down.
Because we get a lot of ladies come talk to us about their guy. And I'm just thinking, how in the hell did you end up with this dude? Like, you can see this dude a scrub from a mile away. He got no ambition. He not doing nothing. He playing a video game all day. But it's like, I'm confused. Me and Tyshawn be confused. Like, how were you even attracted to this guy? So I really want you to help the ladies out with this.
Is he intentional? Does his time speak intention all day long?
Ooh.
Is it all intentional? When do I meet you is intentional? Where? With whom? Who are you around?
Mm.
What's happening? What does his surroundings look like? Is everything intentional? Every decision he makes has a reason and a purpose.
That is so beautiful.
Talk about patterns.
Oh, to my ladies. Oh, yes, ladies, please. Can we stop dating potential and start dating patterns? And this is exactly what we're talking
Never
about.
heard this one.
What are the patterns in this man or this woman? Listen, this is very gender neutral here, y'all. Seriously. What are their patterns? What does that look like? Are they intentional throughout the day, or are they playing video games? Do they like hanging with the homies all the time Saturdays? They rather take you out somewhere else? Are they taking you to their family's house, or do they rather just go out with you by themselves? And what are their patterns? What are their financial habits? Are they alcoholics? Do they prefer to go to drugs when they're stressed out? Do they become abusive? Like, these are all things you want to look at. What does their life speak every single day? And does it add up to your intentions in life? And I think too often, because we don't know what we want, we don't know what we're looking for. So therefore, it's not that she didn't realize that he plays video games all day. She has no idea what her life is supposed to look like to know or identify what his life is supposed to look like. So what we tell our ladies, especially if you're single, focus on your self-development, who you want to be for the next 5 years. I'll never forget the conversation. My husband, boyfriend at the time, he asked me, maybe third conversation, and we stayed on the phone till 7 a.m. He said, so what does your life look like in 5 years? And I'm like, no one's ever asked me that. Like, bro, I'm 20-something. Like, what are we talking about right now? And I'm like, I don't know. I see me owning blocks. And that's when he fell in love. It matched up with the fact that he has real estate. He sees himself owning blocks. He sees himself owning thousands of units. I added up to his mission. At that time, I didn't know, what he was doing, but it added up. So what is the pattern in that man or woman's life?
I'm gonna tell you how deep it is to be intentional about who you pick as a spouse. Talk about the credit thing.
With you?
Yep.
Well, it goes hand in hand with what you mentioned. And I'm glad you did bring that up. we cannot judge because he just plays video games or because they have bad credit. Shout out to our girl Niche. We talk about this all the time. She's a credit expert. But
No, I'm talking about go back to
when you did to me,
yeah.
oh, I was about to talk to you. All right, well, we're gonna talk about that part after this.
Go for it. Let's get it.
Let me tell you what this man did. So we started dating and started getting a little serious, right? He has a cousin named Michelle. Shout out to you, Michelle. And she says, "Hey, dude, I heard you and Demetrius doing anything. Won't you come up? I heard you looking for a new bank that you want to bank with, and this particular bank will be a great fit for you." I'm like, "Oh, that will be great. I'm glad he told you. I'm on my way." Don't you know he set that meeting up so he can pull my credit?
Wow.
Got to be intentional as a coach.
So,
I need to know
so
everything
he can
about
pull
it.
my credit and did a background check. This particular bank, it's a credit union. They got to
They gotta
do all that.
background checks. Yeah.
So, she gonna call him flying colors, bro. She almost at 800. You good?
Wow.
I ain't had time to waste, y'all. I was already on a mission. I was already intentional
A whole
about what I
setup.
wanted to do with my future.
You the second guest this week that told us the background check.
The background
For sure.
check.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to add that to my
You got.
Okay.
I need to know what I'm doing. I don't have time to waste, and we in a whole 2 years to find out what's really good with you. I'm super locked in and intentional about my time, and that was back then when I was still like, I was out there. You know what I'm saying? But I was always intentional and knew that what I wanted to do. I was clear on that, and for her to come in my life and be a part of that, I need to be intentional about the time that I spend with her. Is it even going to be worth it? Is she going to be the real deal, or is she just going to be somebody I count?
Yo, the chat is actually having some mixed feelings about like you going behind somebody's back and pulling they calling it some levels of deception. I think that's a really great poll.
Okay.
Unless-
Okay.
Would
Good.
you be upset if your partner did a background check without your permission?
Well, that's the thing.
Well, see,
He
I had-
didn't do the
yeah.
background check. The bank did the background check.
Orchestrated it to get the information. However you want to play.
100%.
You playing semantics.
But it was a
But
benefit
it's
because
She
with
getting
that
the bank.
relationship,
Right.
she was able to get some money from that bank.
Yeah.
So it was
No.
intentional in
You
multiple
can't,
ways.
listen, you
I
can't
get
want
it.
the cousin hookup
Mhm.
and not
But
expect
see,
the cousin to come
last
back.
episode, it wasn't about none of that. But again, you saying it's the second time we've heard this strategy
Okay,
in
okay,
general
okay.
of just get the background check in general. So I just
Give
want
me
to
the
know
poll,
in
give
your
me the poll again.
perspective, would you be upset, okay, or is it more so, is it disrespectful for your partner to get a background check without your permission? That's more so what it is. I'm just interested to know the temperament of the people and to figure
Yeah,
it
no,
out.
I love that.
I like the intention though.
Mhm.
Sure.
I love the intention
Mhm.
behind that. What did the credit tell you about your partner?
It
That
told
we
it
can
told
build
it
together.
told me what her financial pattern was.
Okay.
I was all about patterns. Like any people lie, patterns don't.
Okay.
There are things that I could identify from people without even asking them. All I gotta do is study their patterns.
Yeah.
To tell me everything I need to know. And
Yeah.
so that was the thing behind that. Like, what's her financial pattern? Because of the moves that I knew I wanted to make, and based upon the moves she said she wanted to make, I needed to make sure that this was somebody that was not only saying it, but also producing the results of what it was going to take to be intentional about what we say we want.
And this is all in connection to a high valued man or female. No high value man is going to want any old thing. I mean, they got you signing NDAs just to be in a room with them at this point.
That's
happening.
true.
That's
Period.
happening.
Very true.
That's
100%.
happening.
That's nothing new, except that now it's out there because these women right now are reckless. No matter what you do, so any high value man, if he's not taking precaution of who he's sitting there and devouring all his information to me, it just showed that he was very intentional. He did not play about his space and his life. And I was all for it. If this is how he's moving and making sure that I am in a certain position, I want in.
But I was also open to talk about mine with her as well. So it wasn't a one-sided thing.
Yeah. No,
And granted,
absolutely.
I was early 20s at this point. I was a different place in life. Now I would just ask you, like, this is
What's
Where
up?
we
part
at?
of what
Honestly, I
Right.
want to talk about that. But new poll. Tell the people we got the poll that just
Wait,
dropped.
yeah. So I just dropped this poll, guys. Is it disrespectful for your partner to get a background check on you without your permission?
And credit
Yeah.
check too, though.
Background check and credit check.
And by the way, if you're watching the replay, just put yes or no so we know your answer. Okay. So we can know your answer on the replay because I want to know the
Yeah.
people's thoughts on this joint here.
We got over 150 votes, but I'm gonna let it
Uh-oh,
run. I'm gonna let it
uh-oh.
run for a couple of minutes.
Okay. Is it way off? Is it, you know how it be? Is it way off? Is it lopsided right now? Because you know if it's lopsided.
It's close. It's about 60-40 right now.
Oh, okay,
it's
good.
close.
Good,
Yeah,
good,
it's
good,
close. This one might go to. We're gonna try to get 250 votes on this one, guys.
I want to ask this here because when do you think, as somebody who coaches people, especially couples, on oh man, thank you, Lano, because Facebook, it's 8:39 right here.
Let's
We
let
gave
them go
y'all a
real
few
quick.
extra minutes. Facebook, we're gonna let you go. And so Facebook, y'all need to listen, family, come to YouTube. These are 3-hour shows. Y'all only get 30 minutes. Come watch
Yeah,
the
we got
rest of
some
it.
more. We got some more
Hardly
spicy
initiated.
stuff.
It's just getting started, baby. This
Just
thing is getting
just
warmed
heating
up.
up.
It's
All
just
right?
getting
Yeah.
real.
So get up out of here.
Shout
Another
out to
thing.
Kenitra Stern, Suzette McLean, D. Robinson, Go Green, Michelle, Trina, and Joshua and Warren Lawrence for all joining the channel membership. And shout out to where's VJ at? VJ didn't send us a super chat.
We love you, VJ. Either way, we love you
I
either
just
way.
expect. Listen, I just expect to see VJ on every single
Facts.
chat. But shout out
Correct.
to Jay Bunny. She says it's going to be a good one tonight. Everyone show your support and hit the like button,
That's my
which I
girl.
agree with.
That's my
And
girl.
listen- Well, you
know
What's
Jay
up,
Bunny?
Yes.
Get out of
So
here.
she's always in here. Listen, I
And-
want y'all to make sure you send these super chats in here tonight. We're gonna take your questions and please hit the guys. We do not have likes in here right now. Only 247. Get us to 500 likes really quickly. I need everybody to smash not the heart,
Yeah.
the great thumbs up on your actual page, guys.
We love Jay because
I-
Jay actually just won a book from us a couple weeks ago.
She
Sent
did.
over. Is she a Latina?
She-
I don't think she's Spanish.
Okay,
Is she?
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Is she?
Oh no,
No,
yeah.
are we supposed to know? I don't know.
No.
I
So
I don't
check
know.
it
I
out.
don't know.
She is.
Actually, let's read it. We got 250 in
My,
here.
my bad for just assuming
Let's
you know somebody
close
that
this
ain't
poll
Latina
when
too.
we move to the next thing because I think this poll is relevant.
Oh yeah, the poll we had 248 votes, guys, or 250. Is it disrespectful for your partner to get a background check and a credit check without your permission? 62% of people say no. Over 250 votes.
Woo, woo!
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I think that high value male came into play on that one.
And you know what? I want to know this
If he was a
too.
bus driver, they would have been like,
Hell no. Creep.
Right.
Damn stalker.
Right, perv.
What are you trying to do with my info?
Exactly,
Right,
you
right.
scamming.
So, when it comes to finances, right? I think that's an important part because y'all talking about now is transparency is what we're getting into.
For sure.
Mhm.
You trying to figure out what's going on with this person's life because with somebody being intentional, you really vetting to see if you got a qualified person you can deal with.
Absolutely.
When do we start talking about finances and being transparent about where we are financially when we're dating each other? When does that happen?
Day one.
At the
We had a
beginning.
conversation.
No,
beginning.
not
For
day
sure.
one.
For sure.
When you
I'm gonna be
Once
turned
you
off.
know-
I ain't gonna lie. You asking about how much money I'm making.
Once you
It doesn't have to
know,
be
like
that.
once you know, like this is somebody that you really could see this going somewhere with, for sure. You got to put the cards on the table. And at the end of the day, if you embarrassed about it, you probably shouldn't be sitting there anyway.
Mm,
You should be working on
you.
yourself and getting yourself in position.
That's
So
a great
it's no
point.
problem having that conversation when I know I got my affairs in order.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know
you're
what? That's a great
secure.
point. If somebody is if you worried about how much money you're making or just being nervous about it, then you probably don't. You're right. Don't need to be on that.
And here to go about the confidence, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's all tied into the confidence, knowing your mission.
I'm
This is where I
intentional.
am right now, but where I'm about to be in 5 years, girl, you want to ride or you don't? Because I'm going places, you know.
That's
Yeah.
very true. I think different brothers have different levels of confidence at different stages of their life.
Mhm.
Because I think it is a brother who is probably making $45,000 a year, and he has absolute devout. He's reading every day. He's writing his plans. He's getting sharp. He knows what he's doing. He knows where he's going, and he don't have no problem talking about where he is and his 650 credit score because he know he doing all these things
Right.
to get it where it needs to be.
Yeah.
So confidence, I agree with that. Confidence does play a big part. And I want to ask this too before because we really glorifying this ambitious guy.
Yeah.
But is there any what's the word I want to use? Let me actually use the right word here. What are some problems
Mm.
that might come along
Mhm.
with dating an ambitious man? Because it ain't all sweet.
No, it's not.
What are some
all.
things that come along with that
Mhm.
lifestyle and that guy?
Yeah. So we mentioned one, and I want to touch on it to be real clear. Sometimes this ambitious man, he's so intentional, so specific of what he wants, how he wants it. He has been successful in running that play over and over, right? So you can't tell me what to do because I wouldn't be here right now if I was listening to other people, right? I know what I want. This is how I want it. And then they start treating their lady that way. And then they start treating their wife that way. Then they start treating their kids that way. And all of a sudden, everybody's a project to him, that he's the boss and he manipulates, and this is how it goes down because I said so. And I think this high-powered man needs to separate who you are in this world as a leader and how you're leading your home. Those are two different type of leadership, right?
Wow.
In your business, and actually what we realize is if you do bring it together, let's be real specific. As a leader in your business, you have a team. And in your team, you have different people play different roles. And certain people are great at certain things, certain people aren't. You don't talk to everybody in your team the same way because everybody is a little different. The communication should be the same with everybody. I'm pretty sure the way you guys communicate with each other may not be how you communicate with the cleaning lady. It may not be how you communicate with the landlord, etc. Right? Everyone's kind of gets communicated a little differently. Same thing with your team. And the same concept applies in your home, in your family, who you're dating. And I think too often your sternness, your intention, your go-getter, I'm focused, it deviates from the fact that people are human. Your girl wants you for you. She doesn't want you to change who she is. Especially for an alpha woman, sometimes there's that clash that happens where I am who I am. Why are you trying to change me? Not that I don't want to listen to you. It's just I would like for you to tell me what I can do for me, not that I want you to always do for me. And that becomes a tough thing because you're a leader all the time. So you want to always do stuff for your woman. And if she is high valued, she is maybe alpha, she is very driven. She doesn't want anybody to control what she's doing because she has her own mission, right? And then what happens here, and I want to jump into that, I think is really important, it has to do with high value men, is that they don't find the value in merging these two missions, right? Because they're so gun-ho on theirs. They've been so intentional for so long that they believe that, no, it's my mission, my way, and that's it. This is where the money is going to be at. This is where my focus needs to be. I can't be focused on what you got going on over here, right?
Yeah.
And they miss an opportunity to merge two missions, two visions. There was a study done, and it was posted in the Journal of Psychology. And in the Journal of Psychology, they were saying that they did a study on couples, and the couple that one supported the other, supported their visions, their goals, their dreams, career-driven or business. That partner was able to increase their net worth by 77%. So in other words, I came into this high-valued man, and he allowed me, welcomed me into his world, which is really hard for high-valued men to do.
Mm.
He welcomed me, therefore his net worth increased by 77%. And when I welcomed him as an alpha woman, which is very hard, right? We have a really tough time allowing men to do for us. I welcomed him to help support me in my vision, my dreams, my goals. My net worth now increases by 77%, simply because we're supporting one another.
Yeah.
That is a tough wall to break for a high valued man, because they have no idea the benefit. But now that there's studies, and then there's other studies backing that study, that shows that with the support from the woman or the man that you're laying with every night would have a direct impact on your net worth, direct impact on the success in your job. You are much happier. You will achieve more if you invest in figuring out how your partner can support you in whatever endeavor you're in. And I think that that's a little difficult. And what happens, it clashes a lot with a high value man because he's just so focused on him.
I don't even think people know that, because a lot of times when you hear about the evaluation process from both men and women, they look at where that person is now. So the woman may say, hey, well, I'm making 150,000. He only makes 50. But if they were to think about that study that you mentioned, I think a lot of people will be a lot more open to bringing the things together versus just thinking 100 plus 50 is 150. It's like, hey, what about this level of exponential growth that we can tap in if we work together?
Yeah. I think it's also important to, just because there's so many different people that's going to watch this episode, there's different types of packages that come in a couple, right? You have that couple where both of them may have started off on ground zero. And then one got the skill set, got the knowledge, they hit a lick and boom, now they're successful. And the other partner is still where they started at, right? Then you have the couple where the one person was already successful, and for some reason they came together. It was a dope vibe, may not necessarily been about career driven or things like that. It was just a fun situation that got serious, right? And then you have the couple that both of them are successful. And so there's so many different dynamics of a relationship coming together. And I think it's important to speak to all of them, because what we see a lot with a lot of the couples that we work with is the ones that may have started together from literally from the bottom. And then the male or the female literally, you know, they find themselves, they get a skill set, gain value, meet the right people, and boom, they jump up. And then that partner that they started here, where they were literally like side by side, it may be the woman that have had kids and, you know, focused on the home and everything like that. And this guy just kept driving. It's like, it's cool, I'm gonna take care of all the bills, don't worry about that. They keep accelerating, going higher and higher. And then it gets to a point where they stop. As they're excelling, they're also getting around other women that are in that same room that they're in. And then it becomes a point where they're stopped and they look at their partner. And when they look at their partner, they're no longer looking over, they're looking down on the partner. And now that partner is no longer attractive.
Yeah.
Because they're around these other high powered, you know, it could be male or female in a relationship.
Yeah.
So now your partner is no longer attractive, because now you got to look so far down, because they weren't being developed. They weren't being developed while you were in your development stage. And so that's when a lot of couples wind up breaking up, because it's like, I got all these women, they bosses. Like, why you can't be a boss like them?
Yeah.
Wow.
But they home with their 4 kids.
Right.
They being a boss at home, raising the kids, making sure the family's straight, the household is straight. And now the appetite of that partner that grew is no longer what it was when we both started off at the bottom.
We when we speak at conferences, we speak a lot, touch on this, because a lot of times we go to these conferences and it's like male dominated or maybe women dominated, and we look around and say, well, where's your partner at? You know, who's seriously dating, who's married, who's engaged, and like maybe 80% raise their hand. I'm like, well, where's your partner at? They're like, oh, they home. So you're paying thousands of dollars to attend here and get some self-development, and your partner's at home. What you gonna do? Bring them a doggy bag of information? That don't taste the same.
Leftovers.
A whole bunch of leftovers. Got to get in the microwave and heat it up. That's not gonna taste the same. And therefore, you don't understand why they can't support you, why they don't understand, why they're not ambitious, why they don't have a focus on something bigger. You're the one investing in your self-development, but yet they're home because they have to, because somebody got to take care of the kids, because you don't want to pay for it. You don't want to invest in them getting the same level of information so that you guys can be mentally equipped together. But yet you feel like she home malfunctioning. She malfunctioning because you're giving her all these duties that she probably doesn't even want to have. She would love to be with you and become a better version of herself or himself. But yet their goal is to stay at home. So once they do achieve this level, as my husband mentioned, you feel like you guys are not equally yoked anymore. I'm sure you're not. You $100,000 in your development.
I don't think people are thinking about that.
That is big.
Yeah, because as I'm thinking about the conferences that we've been to, it was a lot of married brothers in there, a lot of married women. But it was usually the person saying, no, this is what I do. My partner do something else. But when you consider how support looks like, of course, if that person was there, they could at least learn how to better support the same mission. So I can tell y'all, coach.
We have this thing where, okay, the purpose here is not, I have my own dreams. I have my own goals. My husband has his own dreams. He has his own goals. But we have one vision. When you have one vision, you can excel in this relationship. When there are two visions, you have division. DI means two. So if I have division, that means I'm going two separate ways. And after you achieve division, what you think comes next in a marriage?
Divorce. I want to ask you this because it's always
shout out to Miles Monroe for that too.
Absolutely.
Miles Monroe, one of our favorites.
Oh my God.
One of our
Amazing.
favorites. One of our favorites. And I want to ask you this because I know it's always tricky when I see a couple in a relationship in particular, where I see a woman running the relationship. And when, not running, but
I love
dominating,
you just said that, though.
dominating the relationship financially. Okay. When she's like literally, and I'm talking about like not just close in income, but she's making way more money than that other brother. I'm always a little worried about that relationship in particular. Do you guys notice that those relationships in particular may tend to struggle in the dynamics of how they're able to, have synergy in their homes when a woman is making significantly more money than the guy?
You want to take it?
I just want to give a different perspective before we give actual, because again, Lovepreneur is about case studies. We have hundreds of case studies on couples that are inspired entrepreneurs or seasoned entrepreneurs. So this isn't things that, oh, it's cute, we know some information, we Googled it, right? These are years of case studies. But what I want to just put a rancher in this thought, female, male, we cannot downplay that sometimes you're as successful as you are because you have a person at home that knows how to pour into you for your elevation. And not only at home, but that happens a lot even in the workplace. For instance, you may have someone on your team that might be somewhat of what we call a bullet, a barrel that makes everyone on the team better. They may not be the best. You ever heard like in basketball, the sixth man of the year? Yeah. They were always on the bench, but they were needed because they made every player around them great.
They said about Draymond.
And like you can't, I just want people, yes, that may be the case sometimes, but we can never overlook that particular person that because of their input, it has changed that person's output. And too often women walk away from a man that because of how they poured into them, they may not have been able to provide financially, but because of the way they poured into them, it changed their outcome in life. And then they leave them and go with somebody else that doesn't know how to support them and treating them horrible.
That grass
ain't always greener. So sometimes we overlook that person and we have to make sure that we're measuring correctly.
And I think, that's the thing, though. I think it's really hard for ladies to do that because in many ways you guys were designed to look for providers. Like you were designed, 100%. By God to want a provider. So even if he has these, other, intangible qualities, I'm just not sure if you could, if that's a healthy model for a relationship.
But that's why I wanted to ask. Isn't just financially though. I think that's where we gotta get lost too. I don't believe that providing just falls into finance per se. And then there's always seasons to a relationship.
But do you see the couples in particular struggle with when that dynamic is present? Is there a lack of synergy or added issues in the relationship, especially in her being able to submit to this kind of man, her being able to communicate to him with just respect? Yeah. Do you see that there's a struggle with that when that exists?
1000%. And I'll tell you why, right? Everything has history, unless it's something that just got created. For the most part, generations prior to this one, that wasn't the case. The man was the breadwinner. The man was the provider, the one that went out. They hunted, killed it, brought it back in the house, right? This generation, roles have reversed in certain homes. So the example of how that successfully works is really not there. So a lot of these women are trying to figure it out on their own, like not understanding that there is benefits to a man, even if he can't provide in a moment. What conversations, like the power of a woman's mouth. And I'm not just talking sexually.
Should we talk about the teas?
We definitely going to have to get into that. But the power of a woman's mouth can either build a man up or destroy. And if you are not saying the right things and pouring into your man's ear properly with the right things and investing in him, it will be the reverse, where he goes backwards, right? There are men that got in relationships with women and wind up worse of a man being in a relationship with the person than they were prior to the relationship. And a lot of that has to do, especially for a woman that has no coach or nobody to look up to on how do I handle this? First, you got women that are first-time money, right? As a woman, they have no example. And then you're talking about being in a position that there's no example, and then being with a man that the role reverse. He's not the provider. So what do I do with that? What example? You can't roll back and play the Cosby Show. Like, where do I get the example from? And I think a lot of women are struggling with that. They actually want answers, but at the same time, you also have to take in consideration, like, you don't necessarily want another you. Like, you won't be able to deal with another you. So let's just take that off the table. Secondly, how do I invest in, if you're already thriving and you're striving in your career and your business, how do I properly invest in my partner to get them up to speed or up the par? And here's the flip side of things. It's different for married couples than it is to just dating. So that's a different dynamic, just to put that out there. But what if your husband is a teacher and his gift, his purpose here on earth is to be a teacher? And if his salary maxes out at, just for sake of numbers, $80,000, $100,000, and he know that's his mission, what do you do with that? And you making millions. Is he less of a man because he can provide with that $100,000 salary or $80,000 salary, but may not be to your liking because of the type of money you make now? Do you lose respect for him, or do you still respect him as your king? Is he a great father? Is he a great son? Does he treat you right? So I think there's got to be other things that women consider than just the finances. The finances are definitely important. Now, if it's just somebody that's just doing nothing, they here today, going tomorrow, they trying 20 different things, and they're a grown man, that's obvious situation. You might want to go ahead and park that.
Right.
Or if it's somebody you really care about, you know what? I think you got to work on yourself a little bit. We're gonna park this here. I'm gonna continue to work on me. You work on you. When you got it together, or when you got your plan together, at least being able to present your plan to the woman, I think, is important. And a lot of men don't even have that. Like, what's your plan, bro? Like, you want me to sign up for, what am I signing up for? I've been there already. You're where I was 10 years ago. What am I supposed to do with that? But even as a woman, you got to understand, if it's something that you're not willing to deal with, don't waste his time either. Don't waste his time and beat him down in the ground. And you already know, like, because you might enjoy him sexually, you already know that he ain't it. It's not gonna hit. It's not gonna hit all the check. It's not gonna check off on all your boxes. Don't even waste his time or yours, or at least communicate. Like, listen, bro, I don't know what your goal is. I'm set. I really ain't looking for somebody that's not providing at another level than I am. Just be real. Be upfront with that.
Yeah.
If y'all just gonna kick it on that note, like, write the vision, make it plain. And I say that for every situation, every relationship, wherever you are in your journey right now, do not neglect writing the vision, making it plain. And we call it the power of agreement. That's so important. A lot of couples get in a relationship, and it's like, you might meet somewhere, y'all kicking it, y'all on the phone, y'all go on dates, things start spicing up, y'all get sexual. Like, it wasn't planned, it just kind of happened. And again, back to being intentional, like, you need to be able to be under what we call power of agreement. Same way you have an agreement to buy a car, to get a house, to have kids, to start a business, is agreements. Like partnership in a business, there needs to be agreement put in place. And you need to give your partner the chance to say if they're going to sign up and agree with what it is that you want in the agreement.
Which is less income or whatever position.
For sure. Like, that should be up front. But again, there's so many dynamics to a relationship, how they start. They might have both started ground zero. She took off. He stayed back, raised the kid. Like, there's so many different things that happen that you ain't know what's going to happen when you first got together.
Honestly, listen, first of all, I want to go so deep into this concept, but first we got to get to some of these super chats in here. So that's what we're going to do, because y'all sending these chats. I want to read them. I want, first off, while we reading these chats, I want y'all to know we still only got 420 likes, guys. Let's push it to 500 real quick. That's just 80 people. Just hit that thumbs up around. Let's read some of them super chats that came in.
Yeah, shout out to Clarity Speaks, who definitely supports the channel. She always sending me new guests to get on the show, which I love, quite a bit of them we've had. So shout out to you, Clarity. 168,000 subs, guys. We'll be at 200,000, over 200,000 for the years out.
That's 2 years. That's
2 years is crazy. Shout out to Yali. She says, she thinks we need to redefine how value, because she says how value is in regards to character, how earn is in regards to finance. But just to reiterate, your definition of high value again.
is a mission.
A
The
mission.
mission that you're on.
I think that's
Man,
fair.
that-
Y'all
that
let,
has
A man
value.
on his
Yeah.
mission.
Or
y'all
a
let us
woman
know
on
what
a
you think
mission.
about
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
But either
Both.
one.
Mhm.
Understood. Now we got a couple questions in. So let's so first I'm gonna get this to me. Nicola says life can happen, such as divorce or illness. Do you think that a woman that has everything you are looking for should be discredited due to her credit score, especially if she has good financial habits?
Absolutely not. Again, her pattern's going to show that. Life happening, yes. We in business. This a transparent platform, right?
Hey, absolutely.
We took L's in business. It didn't make me no less
Millions.
viable or her no less viable. For sure. And I'm talking like money. I ain't talking about no $100,000. Like we've taken hits in business. Anybody that goes through it and becomes successful at anything are going to take hits.
Period.
So no, it does not. You're not like off the table if your credit took a hit. It depends on why your credit took a hit. Again, being
Right.
intentional, right? Like if your credit took a hit because you decided to just wake up one day and go to the mall and spend $100,000 on clothes, yeah, I'm gonna look at you sideways on that. But if your credit took a hit because you made an investment, you made a move investment wise that you felt was the right thing to do, and it didn't turn out or didn't work out, that's a little different. So it really depends on like why your credit took the hit.
I agree with that. So Nicola, you hear that? So if you got 5 big screen TVs and plush furniture, and we see that $2,000 you owe the rooms to go being charged off on your credit, we might have an issue. But
We got a big
otherwise,
issue.
right. But otherwise, we good.
Yeah, and,
Right.
and
I
then
like that.
and then like bringing again that transparency, bringing the issue to the table. Don't let me find out about it in the back room. Like let's bring it to the table. Let's talk about it and discuss how we going to strategize to fix it.
But a high value man that's looking into Nicole would understand that,
Mm.
would know the difference, like what happened here. And I want to go back to really quick what Demetri said, which ties into Nicole and the respect of that couple, hypothetically speaking, we were talking about. In our community, because everyone is so intentional about what they want to do, is the respect portion is self. That's a self issue. Me disrespecting you is not based necessarily on your actions per se, because if you're doing something wrong, I could handle it so many different ways. Why do I go the disrespectful route? That's me. That's my bad. That's my lack. So it's not because he has very little money, I'm disrespecting you. It's your mindset and how you're interpreting what's happening. And because you're speaking in that way in your self-development and your disrespectful ways is the reason why you're disrespecting him. Right. So I don't believe that it's because of that. I think too often our mindset is already there because you don't make a certain amount of money and I can be disrespectful, look down to you. One really shouldn't have anything to do to the other. Whoever you are, I don't care who you are, I don't care how much money you have, I should be respectful. But I'm learning it's self-development for me. I know the value I have and what I can take to the table value-wise if I'm just respectful, period, regardless. So because a couple has intention in their relationship, normally disrespect is not necessarily what's on the table right away, right? Because we're intentional. High value relationships, they are truly focused on intention and they ignore distractions. Being disrespectful is a distraction to the real issue, right? Because we're not being intentional on solving whatever the issue is. If I know my partner, and there's been plenty of times, our seasons have been up and down. Daycares, car business, consultant business, real estate. There's times real estate wasn't booming the way it was at all. And daycare and I was the one necessarily managing the everyday operations of daycare. Demetri was everyday managing everyday real estate operations. And when that's not going well, we get out of here and we eat out of this side, go to this side. There's times that is not necessarily even money coming in. And our real estate is booming and hey, it's holding everything down, thank God. Right. But when that happens, I'm not disrespecting my husband because money ain't coming in the way it used to be. I understand this is intentional. So what can we do now? All right, we got to do another investment. And anytime this man wants to take a risk and invest again, it's no longer little $20,000. You know, now it's like, we got to put 1 point what? 2 point what? So now it's a scary issue and we can talk about that later. But the point is,
Yeah, let's get into
when
that.
you are intentional in a relationship, you're not looking at that. So for statistics for us study-wise, we don't have the statistic on how disrespectful a woman gets in a relationship when the man isn't making money. So I can't give you statistics on that. But what I can give you statistically as a lovepreneur, when they're both trying to build together, most women don't bail out immediately because they see that there is a mission here and I'm going to figure out how to get us both back on top. And as a woman, if I see that my business is making more, babe, you're great at going behind the scenes, getting the cameras together. It seems you're great at networking. Won't you come on the team and do these things? So both of our business, so the business can grow and we can both be working it while things are warming back up over there, because every business has seasons. That's how a woman that also is high valued, wants to date a high value man, will understand that concept of things aren't even right now. Not I'm gonna disrespect you because you ain't bringing nothing in.
Boom.
And here's another thing to also add to that. It's important to understand, like, because we get this a lot. Like, should we worry about my business more or his business more?
Wow.
And should it be right now? Like,
Or my
understand
career
this.
or your career.
Yeah, right. This is business or career. If you work a 9 to 5, this applies to you as well. Like, whatever is going to get you guys to the financial goal first, go hard on that one first. Once that business, that we call them legs, once that leg gets to the point where it can now support the other business or the other career to stand on, it'll be easier than starting both at the same time, because this one is built and is financially can sustain itself. Now it can sustain itself and something else. Now you have the investment capital to start that other leg. But a lot of times couples will get in, it'll almost be like a beef and battle. Like, I got my business I want to do, and you got your business. So this mine and that's yours. It's like, no, let's be strategic about how we're going to do this, because at the end of the day, it's going to cost us. It's going to cost us on the front end or the back end.
Time
You
and
decide
money.
which one y'all want, but it's going to cost you. So let's do this strategically and decide, okay, based upon history, if it's real estate, you can get to the bag faster through real estate. Let's build that leg first. Let's do that one first. And then if you want to open up a beauty salon, we do that second. Let the real estate build. Then we take money from the real estate to fund the beauty salon. And now we got 2 strong legs. Now, if the beauty salon is going to get us to a certain financial threshold first, let's build that first and then invest that in the real estate. So you got to really be strategic and intentional about how we're moving as a unit. It's not about my business is more important than yours. It's like, nah, what's going to get us to the goal first?
Right.
Because you could be doing 2 at the same time and wind up getting nowhere. It's 3 years and you sitting in the same position. Don't make that mistake.
Ooh.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, listen, I want to go ahead and take some calls. So, Lionel, let's get to the initiation hotline. We're going to go ahead and pop it off right now.
Can we give a
And
special
I
shout
know
out
when
to Elsa?
hotline play.
What we got?
Elsa. So Elsa went on our website. She purchased the Lovepreneur course. Shout out to Elsa.
Elsa went
Smith.
ahead and did that.
That's
Shout out
what's
to
up.
Elsa.
Go ahead, Elsa.
Well, you know what? Actually, did have another super chat. Shout out to Sunshine of Beauty, who always shows love. She says pretty much the conversation is the abundance of gold nuggets, but she wants some guidance. And we did this from y'all. We need a link so they can know how to get in touch with you, because it's basically she's asking y'all still taking clients.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
we actually
We got some
Ty, we
special for
spoke
y'all at the
about-
end. So
yeah.
don't worry, guys.
Okay,
Just
good.
hang around.
Good.
Hang around to the end
Yeah,
of the
because they
conversation.
want to give out something for free. Well, they
Yeah.
they actually paid for it for y'all already, y'all.
So we gonna
That's how we take
we
care of
will,
y'all.
we will
Yeah.
take care of y'all. Just hang tight, because y'all need all this information and what we giving y'all at the end. So
Yep.
just be patient with us.
Shout out to James Bush and Shannon Styles. Shannon, beautiful profile picture. James, welcome to the club. We got more fellas joining the membership. We almost at 600 too, by the way.
Sit down, y'all. This is
It's
good
happening,
stuff.
baby.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
good.
happening.
Yo, update them profile pics too, because we highlight y'all. If you ever go to the YouTube channel, especially on the desktop, you will see we got a strip that randomly chooses I think it's 8. It switches out like every 30 minutes or something like that, but it highlights our members, guys. So you got to get your profile pic on your YouTube profile.
Get sexy, y'all.
Get
So
sexy.
check
Did
it
she
out.
say anything else on there though? That's
No,
all she
that's all
said?
she said. She's just trying to get down
Tell
with
us
what she's trying to
more.
get down.
Get down.
We got
This what we want to do though for these calls here today, because what I want to do, I know we got somebody here I'm gonna take in a minute, but what I want to do for the calls today, and we got to address this alpha woman concept, by the way. We got to make sure we address that, because I typically have issues with the alpha woman, and we're gonna talk about that a
They
little
gonna
bit
be
later.
mad at me today.
I know they will. I know everybody will.
Mhm.
And so I really want to hear from an alpha woman struggling in these dating streets. That's really what I want to hear. And I also want to hear from any brother that's been struggling, any questions around disrespect that you may have been experiencing. I want to hear that here on the call-ins, but I think we already got somebody on here. So welcome to Hardly Initiated Live. I need you to give me your age, your location, and your question.
Hello?
Yes,
Hey, you
are
on live.
Oh, me? Oh, hi. I'm Imani. I'm 27 and currently I'm in Florida.
Okay,
what
Money,
part of
What's up,
Florida?
Imani?
Oh yeah. So me and my husband, we actually just moved to Florida from DC. So we are in Poinciana, so about an hour away from Orlando.
Congratulations.
All
All right, what's your question?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm proud of ourselves. That's why I was calling. We're pretty deep in the hole. But I'll say that we actually bought our first home. We have a 2-year-old. A young Black couple. Like we did it. We moved to Florida. So
Excellent. What's your question?
I would say I was looking at the video about the credit thing. Me and my husband, we were really big on credit before we came out here. And, once we moved here, as you guys probably know, once you move to a different state, 900, 1,000 miles away to be exact, we spent over $15,000-$20,000, basically spent all the money that we saved to move down here. And our credit is pretty much like crap right now. So basically it's been pretty difficult trying to dig ourselves a hole, but I don't know. I guess I just needed some motivation. I guess I didn't think you guys were gonna pick up the phone.
What made you move to Florida? Why did you move to Florida, mommy?
So long story short, I had our first son back in 2022. So I had birth February 22. I was I'm an ER tech for animals, so I'm working 8 p.m. 8 a.m. 3-4 times a week, making at least $1,800 every 2 weeks. So just by myself. So I took a huge hit after I gave birth. I decided to be a stay-at-home mom for a whole year. I tried doing like DoorDash, Instacart, and all this stuff. Come to find out, we ended up leaving our apartment right after my son was like maybe like 2-3 months. Moved out of our apartment, basically sold everything. My husband put his pride down. It was very hard for him, hard for me too, because I will say I'm not an alpha female, but I'm a Leo, so I'm very what's the word? I'm very like
Driven.
in your face. Yeah, I don't put my foot down. I let my husband run it, but I'm very opinionated.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I agreed with him to move move our apartment, move to my parents' house. So we basically lived with my parents for a whole year, saved up the $20,000, got our credit together, paid off everything. Like I'm talking, we paid off credit cards, car loan, debt. I watched a lot of your guys' credit videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched a lot of the credit videos. And basically, our credit score was, I guess, perfect in a sense. So after a year and 8 months living in my parents' house, we were like, man, we're making over $6,000 a month. We don't need to stay here anymore. Let's figure out what we want to do. We always wanted to move to Florida. Let's make it happen this time because everyone talks about moving to.
Focusing on now together.
So look, I think she just needs some encouragement.
Listen. Let's give her some.
Yeah.
I want to get some questions. I don't want a full out interview.
No, but let's get her a word. Let's get her a good word from.
Please give her some encouragement.
So my main question is just basically how do we basically, I guess, kind of enjoy the move, but also take in, I guess, basically. My question is just basically in the fact that how can we kind of get our head above the water, have that motivation again to really grind and, get our credit situation together? Because I'm talking like all of our credit cards are maxed out. We have basically nothing to savings. But again, we got the house. We moved to Florida. We got, everything else. But it's basically we're basically just starting over, basically.
So first I want to tell you congratulations. And you're not in a hole. You're on the road.
Hey,
you're on the road to the next level of your success. And I'm looking at the camera right now, and I hope you're looking because I'm talking directly to you right now. First of all, you and your husband
I'm looking
down and celebrate where you are right now with the credit cards maxed out, everything. Celebrate where you are right now because this is somewhere that most likely you will never have to be again. So celebrate the moment, celebrate the season that you guys are in right now. You guys did nothing but what you were supposed to do and sacrifice. The only thing that I would say y'all need to do right now is celebrate only for a moment. This is not celebration season. This is a season where you just celebrate for a minute and get right back on track. Y'all need to sit down, come under agreement of exactly what you guys are going to do specifically over the next 30, 60, 90, and 120 days. What is your goal? What do you want to do? What do you want to see happen over the next year? And then how you're going to do that. Y'all need to map that out. Take the money that you guys have and decide how you're going to decipher it, what you're going to use towards paying back. Actually get a coach. That's super important, first of all. You need to get a coach for credit right now. That's an area that you guys are struggling in right now.
Definitely.
Financial and a credit coach that can coach y'all to make sure that you are structuring your money properly to do the right things and allocate it to the right areas to get to the next level that you guys want to. You got a new home. You guys got your kids. You guys are exactly where you should be right now. It's just not somewhere that you stay too long. So getting with the right coaches to get the right information that you guys need so you can put a plan of action together and execute on that plan of action the same way you guys did to get to Florida.
Exactly.
Look, thank you so much for
Perfect. That's exactly what I needed to hear.
Listen, blessings to you and your family. Congratulations.
Yeah, we love you and
And
appreciate
make sure you stay tuned in. Any updates, send it over to info@Harley Initiated so we can stay tapped into your story, okay?
Okay, perfect. I really appreciate the call. I really didn't think you guys were on pick up.
No, we appreciate you.
Be blessed. Next time, call up with a question, okay?
Okay. And one last thing. I want to say your wife is very beautiful.
All right, so
Like,
listen, my initiates, I
She's
love
doing
y'all.
well,
I
too.
love y'all, and trust me, I love y'all stories. I can't listen to y'all stories on air. Come up here and call up and give us a question. And specifically, I want to hear questions because we have that we talking here about the strong woman, the alpha woman. I want to hear a woman here that's dating, career woman, however you
ambitious woman, however she identify.
If you are struggling in that dating process, I want y'all to come up in here and talk to us. And if it's a brother that's dealing with a woman he would define in that category,
Please
and
call
you
in.
have a question,
For
I
sure.
want to hear around that as well.
Even if you just dating women like that, because that's the thing, it's a lot of beautiful women in corporate.
Sure.
And me, personally, I usually stay away.
Mhm.
But as I've been meeting women who are, from that, that same variety of work that are open to submission, then I'll become a little bit more open to it. But I know it's a lot of guys that are anti this type of woman.
Mhm.
So if this is your situation, but you find yourself still very attracted to these women and you want to get some counsel, I want you guys to call
We got
in.
somebody on here now. Welcome to Harley Initiated Live. Give me your age, your location, and your question.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is T from Baltimore. How y'all fellas doing?
What up, T?
T, 29?
What's good? I'm back. Yep, 29. I'm back again.
This brother gets on here every episode. Hey, we
Yo.
about to charge you for coaching, brother.
T, listen,
All right,
T,
T.
you better not be
Hey,
talking
look.
about that same woman you dating, man.
Facts.
Look, man, I love her. I love her to death. But I've listening to y'all, I had to accept and take acknowledgement of the fact that I have not led properly in my masculine lead, which has led to her not being able to have a proper landing strip to land her feminineness on.
For sure.
So I'm trying to revert all that. The book with GS Youngblood, like I just got through that. I got to listen to it again, and I've been implementing that, but it's definitely shaking up ripples. So I'm trying to understand exactly how you maneuver when you have a woman who exhibits masculine energy due to trauma from childhood and just how she was raised, which leads her into how she is in business amazingly, but she can't always turn that off when she's home, which then ends up turning into how she responds to me as though I'm an employee. I'm just trying to get to the space where there's more respect and genuine love and essence from her. And when we had this conversation yesterday, it just ended in turmoil. And I tried my best to, stay stable and not, shake the room and just be direct about my needs and wants, because I've learned that I have toxic guilt and shame connected to my wants and needs.
Let's just say, T, at this point, you got 168,000 people that are invested into this relationship.
Facts.
So let me tell you
Thank you. I appreciate
That'll
that.
work.
I appreciate that. We need it.
Matter of fact, hey, T,
It's gotta work.
Send us a picture of you and this lady. Okay? I want
right.
to see. Send us a photo of you and this young lady together, so we can see this. And
No,
so
we're
we
going
can
to
paint
put
a
it on
picture to them.
live. We're going to
We
put it
will.
on live.
Yeah,
and
we're gonna put it on live.
And we're going to do a poll. Should T continue to be with this woman?
Or should she leave T ass?
Exactly.
Because
We need to hear from her.
T been kind of running her around for 4 years now. But listen,
I know I gotta get her. I gotta get her on here.
A really good question, though.
Okay,
Can I
break it
dissect
down.
it?
Yeah.
Let me
Break it
dissect
down.
that a little bit. So, T, this is what I hear. So, is your woman, is she an entrepreneur or inspired entrepreneur? What's happening?
So she's
Brief and
been in
brilliant,
the
T.
hospitality field. I got you. She's been in the hospitality field for close to about 10 years now. She's been at the top of companies like Morton's and the President's Club.
So
She's
she's a
worked
career-driven
at
woman.
Ultra. Yes, career
Okay.
There you
driven.
go,
So
T.
very
And a
dominating,
business owner.
career driven. I love that. So, what I want to introduce you to, sometimes
Hold up. What did T do? We need to
Oh.
know that too.
Currently, I work at Canada Dry. I'm a merchandiser. I do that in the morning. I am a registered behavior technician, so I work with children with autism. I do that in the afternoon, and I also do photography and videography. So I'm working 7 days a week, hustling right now.
So are you trying to figure out who making more money? Is that the question?
It is.
Who's making more money? Is it
no,
you?
it's not about money. It's not
not about
about money, Ty.
But I just want to know.
No, it's not about money, Ty, but
That affects the
it's
dynamic.
definitely-
No, but see, this is the mindset shift. It's not about the quality, it's about the quantity.
You said that. Wait. It's not about the quality.
Quality.
Yeah, it's backwards.
The bottom line is about the quantity. The man has 3 different
Okay.
things going on all at once. To a woman, that speaks instability.
I was thinking that. I was thinking
What?
that.
But you're doing photography, which how far is that going to go? So are you going to start a photography company or not?
That's why I
You
asked the
now
question.
Canada drive. All right. So what are you doing with that? So you part time with that or full time with that? And then you do what?
I work full time for
Hold
Canada
on,
Drive.
hold on, wait.
So I'm
Let her
just,
get
I'm
the
just
answer.
kind
Let
of
her get the
breaking it
answer.
down, T.
Okay.
No judgment, and I'm really
That alpha coming out, T.
generalizing. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, Ty. So T, I'm just generalizing it so other people can also see themselves in your shoes, right? But what I want to be real clear on, a alpha woman wants direction, intention, and leadership. And when she has a man in front of her that is demonstrating instability, it is hard for her to truly take you at your worth.
Can I ask where you see instability in that? Because I know personally she sees instability because of the decisions I made. But what about my careers and my get to money? Do you see instability in? Because
Three
I don't
jobs is for 3
understand.
different people.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
We had a guy that was very close to us, and he worked with us, and he was doing the same thing. And that's what he later come to find out. His woman came out, and she was just like, "Yo, like you did this, and then you do this, now you do this," and then she's just confused. And we had, and the whole time, me and Ty are seeing that. Because you do have to evaluate kind of what you should put your eggs in which basket.
Sure.
So I think a woman would be more comfortable if you was putting it all on the line for one, and maybe had this side thing that you was steadily building up versus doing 3 different things at a time.
For sure.
So T, you a hustler. It's a difference between a hustler and a builder, right?
100%.
Like when you start building, you playing the long game.
For sure.
When you hustling, you just trying to make it.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing right now. And a woman can sense when you hustling and just doing whatever's happening. It's a level of chaos and hustle, but it's a level of strategy, longevity, and stability in building.
Sure.
So when you're doing all of those different things, it reeks of confusion and it chaos. So we're not saying
Even if
that
it's
you're not
orderly?
a hard worker, because hustlers are hard workers.
Yeah.
But hustlers are usually running in circles. That's the biggest problem. But I'm gonna bring it back to y'all.
And a woman always senses that. A woman needs CAR, C-A-R, which is commitment, attentive, and respect. So if you're not giving her or showing her commitment in the areas of your life, there is no way she's going to take you serious enough to be committed 100% to her elevation, to her life, to her future, because she doesn't see commitment in you. There's no way you have commitment in 3. It's like saying I have 3 women, I'm committed to all of them. Really? How? Where's the commitment? Where's the continuation of this growth? So unfortunately, and that's not the root of all the problems, but once you said that, that's definitely just a red flag, T, that we want to just drill home.
T, I'm gonna be honest. I also that as soon as he said the 3 things, I immediately thought that, and I think a lot of guys, they think what T is thinking, like, "Yo, I'm working hard. I picked up another job. This job brings me this X amount of income, and that should show that I'm here to build us up." But
That's
I think
true.
it shows something completely
And
different.
I'm gonna be honest. Let me add this to you too, T, because I know a little bit about your story now. T, you've been with this young lady for 4 years. You have not committed. You got these 3 things that you're doing, and you have still not yet committed.
Patterns.
See, this is an issue.
No, I'm definitely committed to her, but like I said before, I'm not a husband.
No, T. T, you have not committed. I clearly asked you on a previous show, were you intending on marrying this woman, and you clearly said no. You're not committed.
Right.
Yeah,
because I'm not a husband.
No,
Well, it doesn't take
because
a man 4 years.
No.
commitment is intention.
Yeah, if you committed to that woman, then you say, I have 100% intention upon marrying this woman.
And I'm gonna do whatever it takes.
Exactly. Now, if that doesn't
Even-
happen,
so-
that's one thing. But you
So personally, I don't like selling people. Maybe it's my internal trauma. I don't like selling people lies because on top of her trauma, she's also she was engaged in the past and dropped her engagement like months before the situation. On top of that, and on top of me being sold lies by the main characters in my life as a child, I don't like to sell anybody anything I don't see as solid and correct and is there. I tell her all the time, yes, I will rock it out. I told her the other day, I would not want to do this back and forth with anybody else, but I will not tell you I'm ready to marry you until I know, as biblically it speaks, that I can be a man who is a husband.
So
Well,
why,
this is
so
the
why
thing,
you
T.
wasting her time then, T?
Right.
Why you wasting her time?
Okay.
then?
I'm not. She's choosing to go along on this growth. She has
No.
played a major role in the
Let me,
growth.
let me
Not how
break
it
this
works.
down to you, T. So
Yeah, help me.
Women are about security, and this is for all the fellas. Like, women are about security, and stability is a part of the security. When you think of security, and to break it down for men to comprehend this, right? Think of an alarm system on a house. The moment that one of the doors are open and breached, the alarm goes off. And that's what goes off in a woman's head when instability comes into play. It's alarms going off. Security has just been breached. And with you being unstable, and whether it's in your career, having 3 and 4 jobs is not
Decision
stability.
making.
That's not stability. And when a woman thinks about stability, they're thinking about stability for them as well. If you're not stable in your career, what you're doing, it's really like bouncing around three different places. To you, it's like, I'm doing what I gotta do to get the money. But to a woman, that's looking like you bouncing around. That's instability. That's security breach. The alarms are going off in her head. And when the alarm goes off, she has to go into covering for herself.
And her masculine energy, because she
And-
feels like
and
she has to care for you. So you mentioned in the beginning the masculine and the
Mhm.
feminine energy. The reason why the
Yeah.
woman has to have a masculine energy present is because there is no other masculine energy present. It's like a battery. In order for 2 batteries to work, plus, minus, right? Same thing as masculine, feminine. When there's 2 masculines, it doesn't connect. When there's 2 feminines, it doesn't connect. The reason why I can bring my alphaness down, the reason why I can go from a lion in the boardroom to a lamb at home is because when I get home, there's masculine energy. I can now fit my feminine energy into that masculine energy. So if she doesn't have stability at home, it's because she is sensing feminine energy and she needs to bring in her masculine energy.
And T, listen, I know you want to tell us so
Right,
much
right.
more about what's going
Yeah.
on, but I gotta get to this next call. And T, don't worry, I got a good feeling we're gonna hear you.
Oh yeah.
Very
But
soon.
T, I want you to take this seriously because that's some deep game. Because a lot of people will celebrate you having those 3 jobs. It's only a few people who will be able to see that from a mile away and exactly what's
Higher
going
level.
on. And I would tell you, me and Tyshawn, we've been in the same situation. I've
Facts.
been came to Tyshawn 1,000 times with another idea. Like, Ty, let's just get this money. Ty, no, it's right here. If we just do this and this, we can pick up this second thing and get this money. And each time, Ty would be like, bro, look,
We focus.
we focus.
We on a mission.
If this mean that you got to get out that apartment that you're paying so much rent for, then you're going to have to move with your folks. If this mean that you're going to have to let that girl that you dating go, then you're going to have to do that. But we are not picking up a second thing for us to lose focus on this thing
Sure.
because we did it twice before.
You made that mistake.
And
Mhm.
each time it's been a huge mistake and we've lost momentum. So don't get confused by that shiny object syndrome, that extra few dollars that you can pick up by picking up those few extra hustles. Figure out how you can take what you got now and elevate that or have that evolved after you work through it into the next thing.
And yo, T, much love, brother. And
Okay,
T, just
okay. I got you.
the key to that, by the way, for everybody listening, the key really to make that clear is truly commitment. Like when you commit to one thing, you do lose out on other opportunities, quote unquote, lose out on other opportunities. You pass up on other things that come. But the beauty of committing is you literally know what exactly to say yes and to say no to. But that's the beauty of commitment, because in that is clarity, in that is focus. And when you are so willing to just do so much, in that is chaos and confusion.
And
But
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
lead this with you too, Ty.
See?
Show me your friends and your mentors. I'll show you your future.
Mm.
You got to get in some different networks. I ain't even got to ask you who your close friends are. It kind of speaks for itself. Like, I would definitely encourage you to get into some networks that
Different
people are
levels.
doing things at another level than what you're doing, and get you some coaching. And that will definitely change your the trajectory.
Because
of
if
your
he was
future.
getting, because if you're getting advice from hustlers,
Oh, for sure.
they gonna tell you to move that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got to understand the caliber that you getting the advice from. That's really to operate at a different level, just to be very clear. And much love though, T man. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm very vested in you. Like you got a very dope spirit as a young man, and we gonna make sure you have success. Lana, we got somebody else. We got somebody else here on
Shout
the
out to
line.
T. What's good?
We got the calls coming in. Welcome to Harley Initiated Live. Give me your age, your location, and your question.
Hi, my name is Darian. I'm from South Carolina and I'm 23 years old.
Hey.
And my question was, I know I'm a young woman, but I tend to date men who have a larger age gap than me. So the last guy I dated, he was 36. So that's a pretty big age gap. But with the financial planning and considerations, my question was, what can a woman or a young woman do? Because in my instance, I'm more of a traditional woman. So I have a degree in nutrition, and originally I was going for a Mrs. degree, if you know what that is, a woman who just goes to college in terms of gaining a husband. So I'm trad all the way. So my question is, how do people with an age gap plan for retirement in terms of maybe your partner being 10 plus years older than you?
What is the question? How do you? There's so much
There was-
happening
it
on
was-
this
it was-
call
it
right
was a
now.
lot.
That's a lie.
There's
So
a
much was
lot
a white
to
school?
unpack.
Okay, hold on, wait, because I'm confused as hell too. So ask me solely isolate the question. What's the question?
Okay, how do couples in large age gaps secure their financial future?
How do couples?
Because
okay,
if
so
it-
you like to date guys older than you, so you saying how do you secure a financial future dating guys older than you?
Yes, like in
Life
terms
insurance,
of
I was young.
retirement. If he's like 13 or something years older than you, then there's a chance that he could die kind of like earlier, or
Wait,
just
hold
like
on, you're 36.
He's 36. She's 23.
he's
Wait, you're
36.
23 and you worried about you dying at 30? Like, hold on. First of all,
Hold on. Now, listen. Now you know this is a recorded conversation. Now the police can't use this against you in court of law.
right?
Okay?
Like, first of
Yeah.
all, I'm confused about what the hell going on right now. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. What's your goal? What's your
What
3
is
to 5 year
happening in
goal?
South
I
Carolina?
need to know that.
Who goes to school to find a man?
Essentially-
Though? Wait a minute. There's a lot happening.
yeah, because she's
It's a lot
trying
to
to
unpack.
threw that in there.
Yeah, she went to white school. Is that what you said? You went to white college?
It's called an MRS degree, and it's just where young woman attends college or university intention of finding a potential spouse.
And what did they?
I don't know if you guys heard
So
it.
you
So you got a
went
bachelor's in
and
finding a husband? You got a bachelor's in that?
No, my bachelor's is in dietetics.
Okay, but you are.
Mhm.
But the purpose of going to college was not really to get the degree; it was to find a man.
Right, because at the end of the day, if I have to use it, I will. But I don't plan on, because I plan on being a traditional wife. I'm planning on staying at home, so essentially, I won't have any income.
well, I'm
Like,
gonna
so-
tell you. I'm gonna tell you. It's a mindset thing. Right now, where your mindset is, I would honestly, yeah, you need to also get around some other people, because the moment you say a traditional woman, you already lost.
Mhm.
We in 2023. There's really nothing traditional about
What's happening
2023.
right now,
Like
yeah.
you gotta really understand what's going on around you and understand what men are looking for right now in 2023. When you talk tradition, you talking backwards, and you need to know what's going on right now and prepare yourself for the man of 2023, not the man of tradition.
But see, but you know what? But see, I can even tend to use that word too. So I want to make sure just for understanding and making sure we using the same definitions here. You just saying you want a man who wants to be the sole provider in the house and is going to allow you to stay at home and be a stay-at-home wife and not produce income. I think that's what you're speaking of, correct?
Correct.
So really,
Okay.
she's pretty much asking, are you really asking how do you secure this kind of brother that wants to take on that role? Is that what you're looking for?
So you want to be like a housewife, pretty
That's
much.
exactly what she wants to be.
Okay. Oh, that's a
Exactly,
little
yeah.
different. That's a little different.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, it's really like
This is real.
what?
This MRS degree.
Yeah, I mean,
I've
she
never
sound
heard
fine.
of this.
Me either. I think
She
it was
sounds
something they used to
secure
do
with
back in the day, but
Mrs. degree.
Yeah, it's called Where to Get an MRS Degree. MRS degree is a slang term for when a young woman attends college or university with the intention of finding a potential spouse. It's like going to church to find a husband.
Wait. Is that a slang term or is it official?
No, it's an official thing. No, it's like it's literally it's top 10 schools to do that. But I guess
wow, that's genius.
So let me ask you a question.
I
know,
mean, at least it's an educated brother.
Hold on 1 second. I know she called in for a question, but I got a question for her.
Yeah.
You went
Yes,
to
go ahead.
school. What did they
she didn't
teach
go to school.
you?
She wants to.
Oh, you want to? Okay.
She's just
I
trying to
thought
tell you
she
how
went.
traditional
Gotcha.
she is.
Okay.
That's how
okay.
traditional she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I respect her for wanting the traditional route.
it's really having a conversation. To be honest with you, like, where are you going to look for men at?
Obviously at a school.
I live in more of a rural town, so it's kind of more common to get engaged arranged marriage, but I don't. I just try to reach, or I guess long distance relationships, really, because I went to a college in a bigger city, so I am usually in contact with those men, kind of dating or flying. But the hardest part about it is my family is more so you don't move out till marriage type of deal. They will not allow me to move in with a man without having a ring on my finger. So it's been kind of hard trying to navigate.
Do you live with your parents?
I do.
But
Okay.
you live
All right,
with
that
both
explains a
mom
lot.
and dad?
I do.
Your dad, your biological dad?
Yes.
I asked that because most women that date older
sense.
men do not have a male figure present throughout their upbringing, because they would have a different level of respect for that type of man when they're dating now. So that definitely just twisted it up for me.
I
If
think
she has a father at home, I wouldn't have thought for her to date an older man.
that
it
sounds
depends.
typical
It
in her
depends,
situation.
because
Like, yeah.
if mom is younger and her dad is older,
Right.
that's the
Right, then
example
as an
that
example.
She
This is
came
this is not my level. I never even heard of
I'm not gonna
MRS, so I'm gonna leave that right here. I mean, I appreciate your honesty and your tradition. I think you should definitely find traditional love. I don't understand the question just yet, so when I do, and I feel like I have insight, I will answer you. I'm gonna leave this one for my husband.
I think I get it
understand
too. Yeah,
the question.
she's just saying she's vetting men, and she wants to find this high value man that's open.
Well, she
to
does it, but she has a 36-year-old.
Well, so now she's saying whether it's that 36-year-old or any guy she's
got it.
dating, and that's obviously making enough money to be able to support her and a future family. How does she? It sounds like set herself up when she gets into the relationship to be good if something were to happen to him later down the line, and she's left with no occupational skill set, is what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah,
was that
you gotta
the
go heavy.
question? Was that the question?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's
He
easy.
hit it
Okay,
nail.
that's super easy.
You
got
financial planning.
So he
Yeah,
said life insurance.
Financial planning and life
100%.
insurance. Like, there's so many different types of policies. You need to get someone that specializes in life insurance and financial planning, and you need to sit down with that person to discuss that. You get them life insurance policies, you be A-okay.
But here's the deal: you get
I
it
agree with
now, so it can be cheaper, and you figure out a way to maintain that payment. Not necessarily him, only because it's a life insurance that he carries, and you should carry one too. Doesn't mean that he has to pay for it. You can pay for it.
Make
So
sure
I
that
would-
accidental
But
death clause is included in there
if
too.
she's at home and she's not,
I mean, what I'm saying is, if she wants to be financially secure, two things. I don't know if he's going to be an entrepreneur or something like that, but if he does have his own business, I will get familiar, support him through the process, get familiar with his business, just in case something does happen to him. You know how to carry out that business and continue to be financially
I'm
strong.
gonna throw a hack at you though, where you could find those type of men at.
What MRS? Obviously, school.
No, forget that.
Okay, go ahead with the hack.
So you need to spend a lot of time on cruises, because that's where a lot of those older men that are already set in their career, got businesses, looking probably for somebody young to live out the rest of their life with. So I would recommend you
Not the carnival.
Do a
cruise,
lot
though.
of-
That's not a carnival. At the carnival.
do all of them.
All of 'em.
I mean,
decide which one.
the higher,
They-
the more
they spend
expensive
time-
it is.
Nah, they be on
the-
cruises.
And-
I heard that.
And
I heard
and
that.
it's a hack for y'all. Like, I don't know if y'all in like buying business and stuff, but that's a hack.
The retirees be
to,
looking
to
to
go
sell.
do
to sell their
cruises,
businesses, yeah.
had them conversations.
Man,
with
I
the
just did
people.
a
lot
cruise
of right-
last week, yo, and I ain't gonna lie.
Do
A lot
all
of
the
them
networking.
folks look like they was retired.
Hey, listen,
Yep.
man. That's why you gotta have the right coaches. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna lie, I'm extremely intrigued by this young lady because
Very
that's very
interesting.
traditional. I mean, even the
Mhm.
fact like how her upbringing is, she
Mhm.
can't
Yeah.
even leave the house till she get a ring.
You
on her
talk
finger.
about intention.
Yes.
Man.
You talk about intention.
That's attention
Mhm.
right there.
Hey, listen.
What's
you
her
two-
name again? What's your name again, mommy?
Is she there?
My name is Darian.
Darian. Shout out to you, mama.
Darius. And is this may be a
Shout out to you.
little personal, but are you a virgin?
No.
Okay.
You just
Okay.
exposed
Yeah, you
it.
would.
Wait,
You would
how
have
about
had
this?
a
How
whole
about
high
this?
class.
I really wanted to understand
Perspective,
perspective
yeah.
of kind of what's going on.
Ryan over
like-
here vetting. He about to be like, next question. Hey, by the way, are you a freak?
I just prayed about this last night. God, you answer fast.
Hey, yo, look. Hey, Darius, look, I
That
appreciate
was
you
a good
calling up here.
question.
We
Yeah.
love you. Much love. Also, please keep us tapped in with this story. You already know Info at Harley
Yeah.
Initiated.
Oh,
I want to keep it,
absolutely.
all my callers. I want y'all to keep us up with what's going on. Let's get to the next caller here.
Ty
I'm
got
going to
me
take one more
cracking up
call.
laughing, man.
I'm going to take one more call tonight
Crazy.
because the calls are just, oh my gosh, tonight they're compelling.
Bring it in.
Tonight, man. This is something else. Let me know when we got one on here. And we got somebody? Okay, cool. Let me know when we got somebody on here. Again, I want to speak to one of my alpha women. Doom, doom, doom. Or my brother like T struggling with one, okay? I want to go ahead and get it. Somebody call up here when you got a question. Okay?
And this is one of the things that's most debated online too. And so however you identify alpha, career, assertive,
Beta.
yeah, dominant, corporate, whatever the
Yeah,
situation is.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we got somebody on here right now. Welcome to Hardly Initiated Live. All right, give me your age, location, and your question.
My name is Dee. I am 34 and I'm located in Atlanta. So some people would consider me an alpha woman. I'm not too fond of that statement, but I am because I'm single and I have to do what I have to do. I'm an entrepreneur and I found myself dating a lot of guys that aren't necessarily where they want to be. And I guess you can call it struggle love, but I've been on the struggle love bus. And I mean, I've dated guys that were 14 years my senior, built them up, guys my age, built them up. I'm like, okay, you want to start a business? I'll do this, this, and this because I have my own marketing and PR agency. And I find myself, like I said, dating these guys or attracting these guys like this. And I've almost said that I'm just done with men that are like Black men. And I said, so now I've taken a pause. I'm in therapy. I do coaching. I do all the stuff. Like I do a lot of self-work, but I'm getting discouraged because I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm the traditional woman, or at least I want to be, but I kind of do. Like I want to be a wife and a mother, and I want to support my spouse, and I want a spouse that will lead me, and I support them in whatever that they do. But I'm not necessarily finding that when I date. I'm finding more men that are so they are intrigued, or they just want to hop on whatever bus I have, and that's not necessarily what I want. So a lot of these groups that I'm in, they're telling me that maybe I should consider men that are not Black men, but I love Black love. So now I guess my question is, are you guys finding that is a similar thing that people are experiencing, or what kind of advice would you have for someone like me? I'm turning 35 soon. I have no children. I think I'm pretty fun. I'm attractive. I'm doing my own thing. I'm not a bum. And it's hard out here. I'm not crazy. What would you guys suggest for someone like me?
So that's a good one. What was your name again?
D.
D. Okay, D. Nice to meet you. So I'm gonna use my personal experience when it came down to my wife and I, right? Before my wife and I got together, I was kind of on the same tip, like, you know, I want this, I want that, I want that. What changed for me was me identifying my needs more than my wants. When you're looking for a partner, it's not always about what you want, it's about what you need. Start gearing your mindset. And this was even a prayer I had with God, like, God, send me who I need, not necessarily who I want. Because if you take care of your needs, you then get to your wants. Does that make sense? So a lot of times you putting a list together about all your wants. Put a list together of your needs, or what you feel your needs are, and let God meet you the rest of the way. And then just putting yourself in the right environments. Like, where do you go to potentially find a partner?
So I guess I should get out the house because I go to church now. I go to church.
There's no men there.
And you know what's so crazy? In the last 3 weeks, I've been invited to church by about 4 guys. that's the first in my entire life, like recently.
go?
And I thought that was the strangest thing.
Did you
Well,
go?
I ran a background check on one,
Okay.
and I decided not to go. The other ones, I didn't follow up with anybody.
I already know who you
I
are,
was
D.
only
That's why I'm asking these
Huh?
questions the way I am. I already know who you are.
He's
Yeah.
profiling.
I'm not
you.
saying I know you personally. I'm just saying I've been doing this. We've been doing this so long. I got who you are. You want what you want, but you're not willing to go where what you want is.
Mm.
You need to be at business conferences. If you are in business and you're looking for a partner that is that's also in business, or a boss or somebody that could take care of you, you need to go where those people are concentrating and spending their time. Business conferences. Church is cool.
but a lot of cheaters are there. Like that's the thing, and that's why I say I'm in therapy and
D,
coaching and all
D,
that. But
Come on now.
I
D.
think
Now
about
that's a
how most of
generalization,
the
D.
guys.
D, stop.
I've-
D, stop.
I've met a lot of
you
guys.
gotta stop. Like, hold on, D. You gotta pause right there.
How many
Stop what you say.
again, D, how many business
I've had
conferences
so
do you
many
go to?
married men come on to me.
D, how many business conferences have you been to?
Oh, a ton. That's. I mean, I'm in business, so I go to a lot of. I haven't lately. I haven't in the last 2 years. I haven't gone to a whole lot.
And
Exact-
2 years
exactly.
before that was COVID, so it's been 4 years.
Right.
Dang,
It's
you
been
got me.
over
Yeah,
4
you're
years.
right. So yeah, my parents, they're very worried about me. They call me every day, reminding me that I'm getting older.
I just-
And
Not
I have
true.
to get out the house because my husband's not going to knock on the door. So I guess, yeah, you're right.
I know who
Yeah,
you
I
are,
need to get
D. I'm trying to help you out. If you keep telling
Help me
yourself-
out.
you keep telling yourself everything that you're telling yourself, you're gonna be in this same position this
bad
time. Period. You have, in order to get something different, you got to do something different. Yeah,
Okay.
it's cheaters everywhere. Yes, we already know that. But
Facts.
there's also great men in these places as well. These people are intentionally there. They're not there like, oh, I'm going to a business conference to find somebody to cheat on. They're going there to level up. They're going there to network. They're going in there to get information and resources to put themselves in a better position. That's where you want to be at, to find those men. And then you can't get there and then be closed off to everybody. Like, from what I get from you, you might be one of those ones that you be pumped up about going, and then when you get there, you sit somewhere on the side, or like,
Oh,
I
my
hope
back.
he don't
You're
say nothing to me. I
absolutely
hope he don't
right.
say nothing to me.
Dang, you're good at this. Yeah, you're actually right. And that brings me to the next thing. So, and maybe anybody can answer this. So when I do go to these things sometimes, I'm an introverted, extroverted person. Like I get to be extroverted when I'm talking business because I'm confident in what I know. I don't always want to turn things to business. And I notice that sometimes in these conferences, when I do engage with people, it's not like I said, it'll either be the cheaters or they'll be very intrigued with me and they want to do business with me. And I may find them attractive, but they want to turn it into just business. So as a woman, I'm not trying to present myself in a business, even though it's a business conference or whatever networking opportunity. I don't necessarily want that because right now I have the business because it sustains me. If I
All right,
had a
hold
spouse
on,
that
D.
said,
Let me-
honey,
let me-
I don't want you to do that.
Game
I
bro.
would-
Hold on, D. Let me
You
just
sound like
As a
Let
as a matter of
yeah,
fact,
let
D,
me
let me
jump
tell you.
in
Let
there.
me tell you what we're gonna do, D. We're gonna answer this question off the phone. So, D, thank you
Okay.
so much for calling up. But we trust me, we got enough information. I really want you to hear this message because I got another feeling you're gonna jump up in here again as you start getting these answers.
Yeah.
So just sit
Okay.
back and listen because we're gonna take care of you, okay?
Okay, cool.
But go ahead.
Thank you.
so this is what you have to realize, D. You're telling yourselves all the reasons why you can't find a partner. I have not heard you say one thing about why you can find a partner. It's a mindset thing. You need an internal mindset shift. You need to get the right woman in your circle to be around to help you in those areas of weakness
Exposed.
when it comes down to you focus on that partner. Anybody could go to the cheater. Oh yeah, it's gonna be cheaters there. I don't want to go. I don't want to talk to this person. They probably a cheater.
Very
Those are
negative.
the conversations you have in your head. That's not gonna get you to the goal. You want to make sure that you're around people and you are having conversations with women that are about moving forward. Like those guys are there, even if they want to talk business initially, and you're looking for a partner, they may not know you're looking for a partner in a moment. But you as a business owner and entrepreneur, you got to understand this. You have to use your leverage, and leverage is business when you're at business conferences. So if a guy approaches you and wants to talk business, he hears your business and what you do, asking you questions. You're talking about a guy that's driven, somebody that can take care of you. They're intentional about their time as well. their initial thing may not be about getting personal with you, but they talk about business so much. Like my wife and I, we have conversations all the time about business. We on vacation, we talking about business. It's
just what
our
we
life.
love. It's what we love.
It's what we love. So you got to understand to leverage business to find out their patterns personally, and then decide if there's somebody you might want to get involved in, or if they want to get involved with you. Let it naturally play out. But if you already discounting yourself from the gate, you're never going to find that partner.
You know what's so interesting to me? It's so interesting when people are selectively pessimistic.
Yeah.
Especially people like her, who is a well-achieved business person. She's obviously moving and operating at a high level.
Done been through it all.
Think about this in business. If you got to get an employee in business, you don't think, oh my God, employees are so terrible. All employees suck, right?
I'm not hiring anybody.
When a problem pops up in your business, a lot of businesses fail. Did you think, oh my God, business don't work? All these businesses be failing outside. This recession's up. No, you think solution oriented.
That's right.
In this area of your life. You're optimistic that regardless what's going to happen, you're going to have success. But when it comes to relationships, all of a sudden, all men cheat. All of a sudden, it's just this sad saga of everybody broke. But think about that. If somebody's probably continuously having this negative mindset and outcomes in business, I guarantee you, we need to look at that business owner.
And it's
not
the
business.
lack of coaching.
That's the energy you putting out there. My wife and I, we got in business together before we fell in love.
Yeah.
And I recommend that for a lot of high level career driven or entrepreneurs.
And this is a thing too, D, because she mentioned something. She said she keeps talking about business and they don't want to be business partners. But Wise Man told me, if you want to have interesting conversations, then you need to be interesting.
That's
The
right.
only reason you talk about business because that's all you do. You're not traveling nowhere. You're not going out the house, right? So you literally have nothing to talk about. So you stated that you fall back on what you're comfortable with.
Right.
So that means that you need to add some variety to your repertoire and get comfortable with some other things. And I also think it's also creative ways. You talked about the cruise to find men. I also think women just gotta get recreationally in tune with men as well.
Sure.
I recently went to a 35th birthday party, and it was about 12 of us there, and I would say about 9 of us was bachelors, and like I would say about a good 5 to 6 were actively looking for a serious relationship. All of those guys single, but it was only the 3 wives that came. And it's just like, yo, you need to be poking around. If you find a guy, so if ladies, if you like the guy, let's say you was friends with you guys, and you like me, and you think he's a good guy, and you think he treats his wife good, then if Meat has a celebration, and you want to find yourself to get invited, and you want to find if Meat has similar guys that can have that same level.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Birds of a feather flock together. So it is some other just general ways that are right in front of your face that you should know about. Because I know, like weddings, for example. Guys, when I hear about a wedding, when I used to, it's the old me. When I hear about a wedding, I'm like, oh, I'm finna crash something.
Wedding crash.
I'm finna crash.
For sure.
Because love is in the air. Somebody having sex tonight, right? But you got to take that same mindset into these other recreational affairs. And when men are chilling and relaxed and love is in the air and it's this intimate setting, you could potentially find yourself in a position to be amongst eligible bachelors. And I always say this too, because I think it's very important that women know this. It's very difficult to find connection. So don't look up at 35 after you done gave all these years to the corporation, the business, your ambition, and then now all of a sudden you want to be in a rush to find love. Well, you can still have that same level of an ambition and chase that dream, and at the same time still take time for yourself and still take time to look for some level of connection. And I think all of us, both men and women, can be guilty of that, where we want to put all our eggs from our life in the basket of career and opportunity and money. And we leave out the most important thing, which is first ourselves. And then the other most important choice you have in your life is the person that you want to be with for the rest of your life.
That's right.
And I think if me and Tyshawn didn't do that, we would probably have some wives right now.
Facts.
Right. So
That's
we
really
are
cool.
We
also
didn't
learning.
ask that.
We are
Are you
also
guys
learning.
single? I don't think that would
I'm
be good to
single,
know.
yeah.
Both of you guys
No,
are single.
I'm seriously dating right now. I'm not married.
Seriously dating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
very,
I'm
very-
just generally not dating right
Can-
now, for real, for real.
Can
Yeah.
I touch on 2 things that
Of
was
course.
just said? One was D and something you just mentioned now. So people with intention, men, women that are dating intentionally are dating for purpose, not necessarily for chemistry originally. It's important. You don't start off saying, let me see how much chemistry we have. If you are intentional about your life, you're starting off as, can I build with you? and let's see then where this thing goes, right? So just being very clear of that, because something you just mentioned brought
That's
that up.
smart.
And a
Yeah.
red flag for D for me, just something I want to comment on, is when she said, I'm meeting men and they're not where they want to be. My husband, boyfriend at the time, was not where he wanted to be.
I'm not now.
An ambitious man is never where he wants to be.
Never.
That's the
That's going to
reality of being
happen.
ambitious.
I
A
thought about
real
that too.
woman with vision would see where that man is going to go
Again,
And
based off of the patterns.
based off of patterns. And I would want to be part of that journey. As a woman, I don't want an already built man per se. I want to be part of this glory. And I want to go for that ride. And I want to experience every single bruise and bump. And I want to celebrate with you. And I want to cry with you. I want to build with you. So
That's
I
why
would like
she
to-
here. You know what I'm talking
But
about?
that's the tricky thing about women that have already achieved certain levels of success, because a lot of times it could be very difficult for them to see themselves going back. It could feel like backwards
Let me tell you
when a
something.
man is not at their level.
Let me tell you something that they'll learn. If you let success humble you, failure won't have to. And a lot of those women realize that they also go through a season that they realize, I'm there now.
Mm-hmm. What are you going back to? That's my thing. It's like you, because the women, they do feel like they're going backwards, but like you have nothing. All you got is a nice car and a nice house and good money. But it's more to life than those things.
I think
for both men
Ebony
and women.
Williams, you were talking about her earlier.
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
her correct name?
Yeah.
Ebony
Ebony
Williams.
K.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ebony K. Williams.
She talked about that too, right? Like women's clock ticking. I don't necessarily agree with necessarily clock ticking, but I do agree with her statement about building your career, your future simultaneously
Mm-hmm.
with the love of your life, simply because y'all, there's a benefit. I told you about one case study. There are hundreds of case studies out there that support this. You will be way more successful in your dreams and goals by having a supportive partner. I need this mindset shift to sink in, that someone that you're dating is just going to be in the way. You just have to invest in learning how to support one another. This is what coaching is. This is what we do in our community. In our love community, our lovepreneur community, what we're doing is teaching couples how to support each other in this journey. There's not one size fit all. There's different scenarios in different cases. There's different relationship balances, as we mentioned, right? But people pay thousands of dollars to figure out, how can my husband support me? This is what I'm doing right now. We don't know how to merge these two visions together, but I want to make sure that we do not cause any divorce or tension in our relationship.
They trying to figure
Please
it out by
teach
themselves.
us. And they're trying to figure it by themselves. You don't need to. If LeBron James need a coach, why don't you?
And he got multiple coaches.
Multiple. He has all types of experts. Body expert, make sure he got the right stretching type of expert,
Yeah.
all types of experts. That's what makes him so successful. And the same thing especially to those that we're talking about high value.
Man, let me tell you, that was such a great initiation hotline. We're gonna
That
go
was
ahead and
good.
we're gonna close out the initiation hotline today. And listen,
I know when
it started kind of slow, kind of went all over the place. We still look, our initiates are still very excited when they get on here. They learning how to
1,000
get to this
people in the
question.
room.
They learning how to
Woo,
get to
woo.
it.
Yeah.
But listen, big shout out to y'all. We love you guys. And yes, we got 1,000 in the room, and we still only have 599 likes, guys. So get us to 750, 250 fresh people. Hit
go,
that
y'all.
like button real quick so we can get there. That spreads the video, guys. Y'all don't know how important that like button is. It's really important. It spreads the
Should
video.
we give somebody
And
a
it's the
gift?
anniversary.
Should
It's
we
the
give somebody a
anniversary.
It is-
gift once
it's
you
our
get to
anniversary.
750?
Come on,
Y'all
y'all.
want to get the gift right now?
I mean, listen.
Hold on, wait, not yet.
We don't want to show them anything.
Keep it a surprise.
How about a little,
Not
a
yet,
little
not yet,
teaser?
not yet,
not yet.
We got to get to
You wanna go ahead and do it?
I'm
750.
ready. Listen,
All right, let's do it. Let's do
1,000
it.
people in the room.
Let's do it. All right. It's like
How
Christmas
about,
in
how
here.
about how about we do it at 1,000 likes?
Oh,
Okay.
There's 1,000 people in the room. You get 1,000 likes. All they got to
Honestly-
do is go like it.
Honestly, y'all. Matter of fact, I'll do one better. 850, y'all.
850.
Get us to 850 likes, and we're gonna do something special for y'all in here. Get us to 850 likes, and
So-
we're gonna do something special for the
We're
room.
not showing them.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Get us to, get him to
Okay,
850.
okay,
I
okay.
tried, y'all.
Hey, look, you can tell it's a businessman. He went ahead and gave him a commission. He got y'all on a commission.
He got a
right now.
commitment.
But check this, y'all. Check this, family. I want to ask this question here because as we going into, the young lady was, I like the fact that she was thinking financial planning and thinking future
For sure.
on how to get your plan right. Because I want to talk about that a bit because as it relates to planning
Mhm.
as a couple, obviously I'm hard on my men. My men need to have a plan in this
For sure.
relationship.
100%.
Definitely.
if a man plans on building a business and not at all involving his woman in his business, in his plan, should a woman be concerned at all if that's the reality of what he sees the future of his business to be, if she's nowhere involved or included in that plan of that business growth?
1000%. And again, it's all different types of women. For a woman that doesn't have vision on her own, a lot of times she might not even think about that. But for a woman that has vision, has their own dreams and goals and things that they're working on, those are things that they're definitely thinking about. And this is one thing that I tell men all the time. Like, it's a gift to have your helpmate involved in the business, right? You spent time to search for a helpmate. You get the helpmate, and now you want to deny the help. Just don't make sense. Nobody knows what the future holds. If I spend 10, 20, 30, 40 years in building a business, God forbid something happens to me, what happens to that business? When I can have my wife involved in the business, she understands what's going on. She understands, why we have to sacrifice in certain seasons the way we do. A lot of men are getting pushed back and getting all this from their woman because they have no understanding on what the sacrifice needs to look like in order for us to get to our goals. And it's to the fault of the men because they're not sitting down and having those discussions. It's like, oh, this is my business. Don't worry about it. The bills get paid. Don't worry about it. You got money to spend. Don't worry about it. That's the wrong mindset to have. You want to have your woman involved. You want her to understand and know what's going on. Like, hey, this month we're going to have to sacrifice. I know you used to spending $30,000 a month on shopping. This month, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
Here's why. That would keep so many relationships from having these constant battles and men having women all in their ear if they just communicate what's going on. To me, for me to have my wife take this ride with me, regardless of how much she actually puts in the business or not, right? It's important for her to have an understanding because God forbid something happened to me. I want to make sure that my kids and my wife can continue on with the legacy. But if you're not thinking like that, because you feel like
your ego,
you feel like you got it under control, you feel like you got tomorrow, you spend all this time away from family, like to build anything strong, there's going to be seasons you got to be away from the family. You're not going to be as present as much, right? But that should even be explained. Like we have family meetings in our house
with the kids
at least once a month. And my wife
every Friday we have financial meetings, and at least once a month we're having it with the kids.
We're having it with the kids and breaking down what's going on. So like there's seasons I travel a lot for business. So instead of my kids like, hey, like daddy don't want to be with us, daddy don't want to be around. Now I'm gonna mitigate that up front, right? As a leader, as a visionary, I want to break down exactly what's going on inside the home and also in the business. Daddy's not going to be around as much over the next 30 days because our business is requiring me to do this and to travel here. But when I get back, this is going to be the benefit of y'all making the sacrifice with me. It's a team effort. The moment you exclude your family from the business, they feel like, well, that's dad's business. That's your business. Why we got to sacrifice and that's your business. Nah, this is our business. And everybody got a position to play because on some level or not, everybody's got to sacrifice, whether it be time, because you got to be away from the house. You can't be at all the engagements with the kids.
Yeah.
That's the sacrifice that your kids are making because they're looking at their friends and dad or mom might be on the sideline. You can't be there. Explain that up front so they know. And it's not like a surprise, like mom and pop's not there. They know exactly what's going on in the house and the business. And then for my wife, she needs to understand how things work. God forbid something happened to me, she can continue to take the business and everything that you spent all this time building and continue on with it.
I think sometimes too often as entrepreneurs, you neglect how you operate in your business and how you're building, and you think that has nothing to do with your home, right?
Sure.
So you can still be happy in your castle and still build a successful empire. And the only way to build a successful empire is having a team understanding the one vision, right? You can't have him having a meeting by himself, whatever happens, then you have a meeting with someone else, and then your digital team having a meeting with other people, and then you guys come to record on a Thursday night. What is it? Wednesday? On a Wednesday night and expect to be on one accord.
Right.
It doesn't work that way in a home either. So should she be concerned? Yes. Should she express to her partner, babe, you know what? I think I may be able to add some value to what's happening just based on of my gifts. I think oftentimes, then you can add some scenarios. Statistically, with our case studies, a lot of men sometimes shine away from including their partner. There's actually reasons. One, she may be too negative, right? The negative energy she brings in. She doesn't truly believe in him, so she talks down on the vision, and he doesn't want to hear all that. Another one would be financially. He may be ashamed that what he's doing is not possibly everything that he's saying or how well it's going, and therefore he doesn't want to expose her to either the information or to the stress. Right. And I'm pretty sure we can probably touch on different scenarios. So sometimes there's a reason behind it, or simply because the mindset hasn't been introduced or exposed that if you bring her in, you're hiring someone else on the team. And what you do is you give her a role that's focused on her strength. Too often time, you assigned her or him to do something that you needed that was required for you, but it wasn't something she was capable of doing.
I told you I told you she couldn't do it. I told you she ain't built for it. I told you she should have just stayed where she at. Like,
Wow.
Or you just don't even
She's
like
not-
it. You don't even like your wife, and you don't want to be around her that much.
Sure.
And that maybe, and that's a whole nother
Because
discussion.
I hear a lot of people say, man, if I worked with my wife, man, shit. If I had to work with my wife, I would have been killed her. I would have been divorced her a long time ago.
You do hear that.
You hear people say that
Mhm.
all the time.
They don't invest in how to do this properly. It's an investment. This is an education. What we're talking about is not your everyday information. You're not Googling this stuff. This is years of case studies of figuring out how do you benefit in this type of relationship. This is a mindset shift for today, for the modern times. We're no longer living in the times of I can't stand my partner. How do you have an asset in your house and don't take advantage of it? You make it seem like it's a liability.
That's a great point.
You sitting here thinking you're sleeping with the enemy, and it's really the enemy. That's a problem to the person that feel like I want to be around my asset. That's a mindset problem.
So let's take it a step further, because I also know men in particular, because I have deeper, more private relationships with men.
Mhm.
I have never talked about this with a woman. Now that I think about this for real. But I know some guys that's like, yo, I gotta have me a personal account that only I can have access to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it an issue or a red flag if a man or woman is adamant about having accounts that only they can see and have access to, private accounts?
If you're married, yes. If you're married, yes. Now we have our own personal accounts. We have full access to them, but it's my account. No need for him to be there. His account, no need for him to be there. We have several of business accounts. Some he manages because he's owner operator of that particular business. Some I manage because I'm owner operator of those particular businesses. But personal accounts, and then we have one account, a middle account that whatever needs to go in, savings, just general stuff, family vacations, whatever case, that goes in there. Right. But we have our own personal. Before we were together, we had our own personal banking. That didn't change. I have his passwords. He has mine. No reason for me to go in there and find out what's happening. We have our financial meetings where we know where the money is moving.
And that's the part, the financial meetings that a lot of couples don't have.
And it's like, it's just, listen, when you are married or dating an overthinker, you better over communicate or it's going to get gang related. Because they're in their own heads trying to figure out why. And they come to find out during the meeting, it's like, there is no why. It's like, oh, this whole time I was thinking the worst, and that wasn't even the case. Just having those conversations and offering security. There's no need for me to hide. Now, if you're not married, that's a whole nother story. They didn't do anything. Demetrius and I, which we recommend, we started building businesses before we said, I love you. One step further. Demetrius and I started dating. For a year in, we did it wrong. We were having sex. He started inviting me to church. D, was it D that was inviting people to church or whatever?
No, it was a young lady afterwards.
One of them.
That was D.
Go to church,
was
girl,
D.
with your man. It was Demetrius decided to invite me to church. So I started going to church. Shout out to Warren Martin. And his pastor was amazing. I mean, I love to go now every Sunday, right? And he was going there since he was a teenager. So he's been a member for years. And we're going to church every Sunday. And after a while, a few months in, every Sunday you hear, stop fornicating. You shouldn't be having sex and coming to church. And, you hear it over and over and over. And I'm like, I'm getting convicted over here. Like we were just together this morning. Then we come here. It ain't right. And we sat down and had the conversation. I'm like, Chulo, I call him Chulo. To all my Latinas. I'm like, Chulo, I think that we need to do this right. And mind you, we're 2 real estate properties in, and thinking together. That he had his own thing, and in the process of getting inspection for a daycare, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to close these legs. I can't be going to church with you, which is the sexiest thing. Getting convicted and telling God what we don't have, what we have values more than what you're telling me I should do for this. Mind you, this is the man that was a counselor at all the universities in PA, right? So this is not who you close your legs to, in a sense, right? But it was just something bigger than me, that if I knew if God had this, I needed to trust what I was attracted to at the moment. And at the moment, I was attracted to focusing on what we were building and not getting distracted by our sexual chemistry. And it was the chemistry was high.
Slayer.
And for 22 months, until in one of those counseling sessions, I think we were like, I don't know, 20 sessions in, he asked me to marry him. No ring or nothing, because it was just random. We weren't there for marriage. We were there because we knew there was a higher purpose. And little by little, we started realizing this is getting serious. This is deep. And for 22 months, we made a decision, and it was very difficult, sometimes very hard, pun intended. And, it got a little spicy sometimes, and we had to make that decision. But everything has a sacrifice. The sacrifice is the currency to many things, including peace, including building, including true love. The currency is sacrifice. And at that moment, we needed to sacrifice for what we're building today. I had no idea the vision was going to be this, but we truly had faith that it was bigger than us. We just didn't understand it. At that time, we couldn't translate it like this. You would have asked us thing like, I don't know, we just supposed to do this. He cool. I like how he, how he moves. So let's just do it together.
Right.
But now we can translate based on the information that we have and living this out for the last 16 years.
That's one of the biggest keys of really identifying the right partner. If you could find somebody that could sacrifice with you, that's next level.
Yeah.
Like if you could find somebody, if you can identify how somebody can handle pressure and how willing they are to sacrifice, that's next level when it comes down to identifying that partner. Like after that, and I get people that ask me all the time, like, how did, like, coming from what you came from and who you were, like, how did you do that?
God.
I had no problem with sacrifice.
Same.
My whole journey was about sacrifice. Like even now, it's levels of sacrifice that God was preparing us for to do what we do now. I can listen to we can listen to a couple speak for 2 minutes and tell the rest of their story.
Exactly.
Like it's because of the sacrifices we made years ago. And like for the couples right now that may be going through like a storm in your relationship right now, understand that it's not going to start beautiful. It's not meant to. You start a career, it's not beautiful. You're not walking into your prime situation. And it's the same thing in relationships. So many of these couples is divorcing and breaking up so fast because you had one life turmoil or you had something you need to sacrifice and wasn't willing to put the time in. Like it doesn't start that way. You got to be willing to sacrifice to get to where you want to go. And that's one of the main problems. And a lot of it is due to the internet because you can have a problem one moment and then get on your phone and see somebody that look like they got all together. So now you're ready to jump ship.
Yep.
Like you got to understand relationship is 2 words. It's relation and ship. You got to conquer the relation before you can steer the ship properly to the destination y'all want to go.
Facts.
Wow.
So, man, this is great. This is really great. And I can tell by the chat. By the way, at 850, we're going to do something special for y'all. So get us to 850 likes so we can do something very special for y'all.
They're right here.
And let me tell you something. Right here. So the thing is, it's very hard to get these likes because most people have the phone. They're not even at the phone. They just got it and they playing and listening. That's the thing.
They cooking food.
They doing
the house,
we done heard
working at their job. They're trying to leave.
Right. The amount of people that's actually looking at this and listening to it is probably not as many as people that's just listening to it.
Right.
So the likes is gold.
It is gold.
But now we had a super chat come in, which I think is relevant.
Let's check it out.
So we had a couple of them. Shout out to Sunshine and Beauty and Mia. I'm gonna get to yours in just a second. But Sunshine and Beauty, she says, can you discuss if there is an association between a man who is ambitious and submission from a woman? And is there patterns of control, or is there potentially some issues with intimacy? So how does that work? A man who's ambitious, is a woman even willing to submit? Just give us some insight into that dynamic.
All right, so I'll go and then you finish.
Go ahead.
it off. So there's two things to this. A man that's ambitious knows exactly what he wants, and I think we mentioned that earlier.
Yep.
That a woman that knows what she wants, you just got to create boundaries in order for that not to turn into control. Because a person that knows what they want, they do want to control what's happening because they know exactly what they want and they know the outcome of it. And based on their experience of success, right? If they're high valued, they trust their instinct on what they're attracted to. And sometimes that could turn into control unless the woman understands and knows her value and says there's certain things, I have certain standards. This is where I draw the line, where certain things are my decision. And they would most likely respect that from you. There was another part that.
Let me check this out. I think I might have removed it.
Did you remember the other part?
Well, okay. So I think a lot of women worry about this from this
submission.
Submission part. The control. Did we talk about the patterns of
just now? That I mentioned the
okay. So
part,
the submission part.
The submission part. The thing I tell, especially my men, you cannot have a woman submit to you. It's not about you as a man. She is submitting to the mission. That's why it's called under mission.
Oh.
She's under your mission. So if you have no mission, you have no vision, you have no direction, do not expect submission from your lady. Period.
It makes it easier though to submit to the man once there's a mission to submit
100%.
to. Once a woman is able to see how you handle the mission, how you lead the mission, it makes it easier for a man to then submit to the man once she submitted to the mission and see how you handle that first.
I like that.
Feminine energy comes in after that.
Oh, the feminine energy comes in after the submission.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're submitting to this mission. There's masculine energy. There's leadership.
There's security.
There's security. There's conversation.
You can trust it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, I think that's the trouble. I think some of my women who identify as alpha females, I think they have that sometimes. That trouble. I think because when my personal encounter with women who identify in this way, I feel like a lot of times they may need a guy who is so, like, I'm talking about the dude might have to be like masculine to the point where he like, and I hate to use, for lack of better words, I'll say hyper masculine, like he damn need to be a damn gangbanger. Or he need to be this way, like for them to respect that caliber of brother, he has to be able to almost dominate them in masculinity for them to submit, or they just attract the complete opposite of men who are just of for lack of better words, of the weaker variety.
Well, women, they say that. They say, why do I keep attracting these weak men?
Here's the thing, a lot of those
because you're too masculine.
Here's the thing that a lot of those high value women don't understand. The thought of that type of man is one thing, what it takes to be in a relationship with that type of man is something totally different. Like when you sign up to the thought, you got to sign up to the process of what that takes for y'all to get on the same page, because it's not gonna be pretty,
and it's not gonna look the way you think it is.
It's not gonna. He not gonna come packaged the way. Oh, I want a man that's just going. If he tell me to go to the store, I'm going to the store. Like, no, let's keep it real. Like, you had to do what you had to do to get in this position without somebody telling you, and now you just gonna be cool with somebody. Everything you went through, all the struggles, all the tears, all the sacrifice you had to make financially, you just gonna be cool with some guy coming in and now telling you what to do with everything.
Mm-hmm.
It don't work like that.
You know, it's a good example of like an extreme example of this. And I normally don't necessarily quote celebrities, but I think this is just a really good opportunity right here. Kanye West and Kim. And again, I'm not a mental health expert, so put a disclaimer out there.
Right.
So HI is not responsible for this content.
right.
But what I want to suggest here is that here she wanted a high value man, right? Very interesting, someone that she vibed with and connected to, and he had it going on. The man's a genius, and genius comes with a little crazy, and genius comes with it's not perfect, it's not pretty. None of this it's not always pretty. This isn't always cute. I posted that on a reel earlier. This isn't always cute. This can get very gang related sometimes. They're seasoned in this relationship. And here's Kim and Kanye. Had a beautiful marriage. Everything was very cute for a long time. And the man had a mental breakdown. In this marriage, it's my responsibility to get my man out of this season. It's a season. He needs me. If I'm well, he needs me to help him get back up. And I understand it's turmoil.
Don't
I
show up when it's
understand.
just all good. Show up when it's
I
not.
understand it's gang related. I understand it doesn't look pretty anymore. But as a wife, my responsibility is this is what came with this territory.
Yeah.
Don't
What
not
sign up
like it
for.
now. Go as hype and excited as you was before. Let's continue this journey of getting back together. If her business was experiencing that type of level of craziness, guess what she would do? Figure it out.
Facts.
She
Oh,
would go
she-
get an MBA contract.
She committed to that business.
You got to be committed to your man as well, because that journey doesn't look pretty, especially to a high value man. The issue with these alpha women is that they look at this and glorify it and think it's supposed to be perfect. Newsflash, none of it is perfect. None of it never will be perfect. And there will always be seasons, always. Down, fall, snow, spring, summer, cute, ugly, construction, building, all of it. It's going to look crazy at times. Can you stand the heat?
Now, I got a really good question too. I got a couple of questions. I do want to drop this one first, and I think some of the ladies might have been thinking this. So, shout out to Mia Million, by the way. She says, "Why is there an implication that something is wrong with the woman, and she has to adjust her attitude just because she makes more than a man?"
100%. I agree with that.
But why?
Wait, ask that question one more time.
No,
just so I-
she's saying why. She
Why do
said
we
basically saying,
assume?
yeah, why does she assume? Well, yeah, why do people in general assume that just because a woman makes more money than the man, that is something wrong with the woman and that she needs to change her attitude?
Right. It was the question that you asked Ty earlier. And my head went there too, in a sense of the example. And I know it was hypothetical. So that's why we went there. So that was a hypothetical question, which is why we said that. But I do believe that sometimes why is it that a woman is portrayed that she has to be attitude-ish or disrespectful simply because she may be in a relationship with a man that doesn't make as much as her? And again, our lovepreneur community, I don't have stats on that to speak, education-wise, statistic-wise. But what I would say is that there are plenty of examples of women that do love and respect their man in this community. Now, the difference with my stats right now is that in our lovepreneur community, we promote equality because we're building together, right? So there isn't that inequality issue. There isn't that you make more than me type of thing because we're building this thing together. This is the pot. Although I have these several businesses here, you have these here, or we're building one and you're building another. We're figuring this thing out together. There's equality. So the issue isn't there as much in this lovepreneur community, right? But it is out there. And I do agree with that. I think it can go both ways. But that was a hypothetical question. So I don't think
Okay.
Ty
I think
meant
we
it
had.
in that way.
I think we had. Who do we have last on our recent show? But what he stated was, in the reality of, you talk about things change in modern times, and what he described was in modern times, just generally for survival, women just need men less. They don't need them as much
G.S.
for
Youngblood.
day-to-day survival. It was G.S. Youngblood, author of Masculine in a Relationship. And I mean, what that comes to is, additionally, when you don't really need a man for your day-to-day survival as much, right? A man can be in some ways looked at as a luxury to a woman, especially if he's not really producing a bunch of money. And now let's add on to the fact that y'all are in a hard season. So things not going well. Things a little bit of rough. He's pissing you off. Some things y'all in the pit. It sucks. It feels so bad. And life without this man just is looking so much better.
Oh, yeah.
Right about now.
Life is life.
And when you making more money than him, you don't even have the look at the consideration of your lifestyle doesn't even change much with this guy being removed. So you ain't making money and you giving me problems right now. So you can imagine the mindset is just way different with that brother. And as much as I hate to say that it should not happen, I just don't even like brothers in that position. And I'm not saying that you should not be with a woman that makes more money or nothing like that. I'm not even saying that. But what I am saying is I think for any brother in that situation, I think your mindset should be temporary for you not to be thinking the boss up. Like
sure.
boss up should be the
You should
goal.
snap out of it.
Absolutely.
You should not be thinking, let me stay here. I'm just in a relationship with a woman that makes more money than me. I think that's a very dangerous mindset.
For sure.
And it comes with some long-term dangerous effects. And if we don't acknowledge that, I think we just kind of getting away from the reality
Right.
of how things happen in a relationship over time, especially as life starts to life. And because again, you talked about Kanye West. My brother was a billionaire and things got rough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he got tossed to the
and
side.
a woman could be making $0 and you making all the dollars and she still emasculates you. So now she making more money. It's going to be a little bit more painful even.
So realistically, again, I'm not saying that you making less money is the end all be all, because if you a solid brother, trust me, women will make exceptions all the way up and down.
Definitely.
If you really that dude. And you know you got the confidence, you know where you going, you got a plan, and your money does not affect how you operate. Trust me, you get grace. That brother will get some grace.
But it's
let's talk about some
only
grace.
temporary, because no woman is going to be happy if you stand in the same place that she met you at.
Oh,
I don't
for sure.
think no woman is going to be happy with
Yes.
that. And I try to tell people that all the time. It's like just like our audience. I tell this to Tyshawn. I'm like, they're insatiable. They want more. So we can, if this production looked like it was LeBron James to shot, in 6 months, they're going to want more.
Yeah.
6 months for that, they're going to want more.
Always.
So you do have to adopt that mindset of consistently improving
1000%.
and developing. Otherwise, nobody is going to be happy.
And our
Here's the
Lovepreneur,
thing.
in our Lovepreneur devotional, which we'll talk about more, and I'll be able to show it. It's 12 commandments, and commandment number 4, speak exactly on that. There's you can't be content. I mean, that's commandment number 4, and it's lovepreneur relationship.
Contentment is not an option.
Contentment is not an option.
That's
You
good.
have
I
to
like
be
that.
open to the fact that there has to be growth, but at the same time, you have to be open with the fact that there are seasons, and you are not in control of that season. Luckily, we understand when winter starts and spring ends, we get an indication. But there's sometimes that snow come early, and we didn't see it happen. So I think we need to just be open about that.
One thing that I would say I would recommend for all couples, as you're in your relationship development, business development, effective communication is so important. That literally would mitigate so many arguments in relationships and keep relationships together. People really don't know how to communicate when it comes to relationship. And so the way you communicate with your staff is going to be different. The way you communicate with people at work is going to be different than you communicate with who you live with and who you're in a relationship with.
Yeah.
So I would say add that to your self-development or relationship development.
Absolutely.
Take a course on effective communication. Because if we can literally discuss and talk through and put a plan of action together, and again, like we said at the beginning, having that power of agreement, putting an agreement together of what we're doing, then it's like we can now track the patterns based upon what we agreed on what's going to happen. Yes, I make $5 million a year, you make $100,000 a year. What's our plan of action? How are we moving forward as a unit? And then it is also important because high value people, sometimes you can be so focused, driven on what you have done and where you want to go that you never really see, honestly, the two becoming one.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem in a lot of homes. And the moment that something goes wrong, especially when it comes down to women, that's why I said a woman's mouth is so powerful. Something goes
Power of the
on that something goes wrong in the home. And because you know you can handle yourself on your own, you start talking down on him or saying things to him that is not building your man up, is not pushing him towards the man that you would like to see him become. Or if he shares those vulnerable moments or those vulnerable things that he experienced in his life with you, in security that you will hold them in the proper place, and then you take those things and throw it back in his face in the moments that you're not liking him.
Ooh.
It's so many layers to this thing that we really don't got enough time to really dig into.
Oh, yeah.
But it's important to understand, like, it's not always about what you want. It's about what you need in order to get to the wants.
Let me tell you, first of all, that on content, that commandment I gave on content,
Contentment.
it reminds
Right.
Contentment. Yeah.
Contentment
is not an option.
it reminds me of when we had Pastor James on here and he had his 6 core value. It was on growth.
Yeah.
And it was like pretty much the core value. He gave 7 core values that every relationship has. Y'all need to go watch.
We got
that
12.
amazing episode. And it was pretty much, and let me see who can remember. I want somebody to quote that to the T in the chat. My real initiates, I want y'all to quote it in the chat. But essentially, it was pretty much you can never stop growing. Like growth is the goal.
Well,
at
if
all points in
what
time
you
for
don't grow
relationships.
won't go. So you're stagnant. So if you want to grow, keep going.
I love. First of all, we are 7 likes away
Ooh.
from doing something special from the audience.
Hey,
Let's go.
We
yo,
just
lucky
7
number 7.
We just 7. Matter of fact, 6 likes now
Hey,
away
let's get it.
from doing something
5.
special
Give
for
us
the
5.
audience. Because
And
what I had to. No, go ahead, Ryan.
Well, no, I want to, because I thought I just want to get this last super chat out real quick.
Let's get while we getting these last 6. Let's
Yeah.
get the super chat out because we about to do some special for y'all.
So I thought this. So Joshua, shout out to Joshua Lyons. Let us know if you're still in the chat right now, because I thought this was an excellent question. Because I think y'all got to clear this up for us. What is her mission to submit to? What is her mission to submit to if you're currently in corporate with a specialty that she can't quite contribute to or be a part of? Let's say doctor, engineer, lawyer, etc.
You could 100% contribute to that. There's the support in the statistics I talk about, and there's plenty of studies that support it. It's for career-driven people as well. Your partner can't be successful at work, come home, and it's not a safe haven. That's support.
Hey, baby, I'm so proud of you. You did so well on this interview.
Mm.
You did so well. I'm so proud of you. Like, it was something to see my wife sit up here on this interview and just give information and sharing knowledge with people all over the world. That's support. That's support. Baby, you had a long day. Let me
So
get
talking
those
to the
shoes.
mic, brother. Talking to the mic. They gotta hear you.
Baby, you had a long day. Let me get those. Let me take those shoes off. You just got out the shower, lay down. Let me rub those feet for you. That's support. It's so many levels and so many different things that you can contribute in terms of support. It's not always just the money. It's not always just I got to put my wife in a $5 million home. It's so many ways to support. But a lot of times people don't think about it that way.
You already know what's about to happen when they hit the hotel, by the way. He just kind of gave it away.
But here's the deal with support. And my husband talked about those transparent and hard conversations. You got to have a conversation with partner what support looks like. Support to him may be when I come home from work, I don't want the house dirty. I want everything put away.
Yeah,
I want to
that's
come home and the kids are asleep. I want to come home and know that there's the dishes were done, kitchen is clean, kids are asleep, and you ready to be my slut. That's support for me.
Slayer.
I like that. Good job,
Period.
brother.
Ladies, especially my alpha women, y'all need to learn how to be a slut to your husband.
Oh my God.
Husband. I'm my husband's mistress. I'm his girlfriend.
You already
I'm
know.
his wife.
It's going down
I'm
tonight.
twerking.
Best believe it.
Whatever it is, I'm a slut for my husband. Whatever that means to him, that's what I would be.
Oh my
Too many
God.
alpha women are so high mighty that they don't want to give their husbands head.
Wow.
They don't want to sleep with their husband. That is support for your husband, especially high value men,
Yeah, I need all
career-driven
that.
entrepreneur.
Wait, so women come that you
No,
come.
Women don't come second.
No, right.
Oh.
That was good.
Oh, you come though.
So the guys, they're sharing with you. These very successful couples are sharing with you that that's the situation. Like my wife
100%.
won't sleep with me. She won't give me what I like.
Oh, for sure.
I'll tell you something. And again, I
That's
don't.
one of
I
the
don't.
biggest
Listen,
frustrations for how
I don't know
high-value
this
men.
for a fact. Disclaimer: I do not know this to be factual. I'm assuming based on our case studies. Probably one of Jeezy's issues was the mouth both ways. The power of the tongue, 2 ways. Power of the tongue is the way you use your tongue tone and the way you use your tongue, the art of it. And I have a feeling he was experiencing the bad tongue and the no tongue. Wow. Period. Culture.
That's so important. Oh my gosh. That's so
And again,
important.
I don't know this for a fact. Let me even erase Jeezy's name out of it. Men like that in those situations.
They love that. They love that. We love that.
And
right?
as a man, and as a high valued man, here's the thing. As a high valued man, you are already in a very stressful environment. You're solving problems all day.
For sure.
What you need is a release. And if ladies, you're not helping your husband release, you're not being his safe haven. You're
don't
not
help
hitting
your
his support.
you don't help your husband release. He gonna mess around being in them streets.
Period.
Oh my
Keep
God.
him out the
Rhymes,
streets.
Shula, go ahead.
Keep him out the streets.
Keep your man out of these streets. First
And
of all,
put him in the sheets.
First of all, we are so coming back to this conversation because I also orchestrated something because it's about to get nasty real late
Let's
night.
go.
It's
Look,
late night now.
It's about
All
to
the
get,
kids better
it's about to
be
get a little
in
PG-13
bed.
and a little bit. We go from PG to PG-13 in a little bit.
Let's
But
get it.
let's go about doing something special for the people because they kept their word. We got to keep ours.
850?
For sure.
What we got?
We got 897 right
Let's
now.
go.
Hey!
So we at 897. So let's do it. We're gonna do a special giveaway for one of the listeners today. But before I tell you what you got to do to qualify for this, let's see what we got.
Hey.
Go ahead and pull out the goodie bag over here. Santa
I'm
Claus that
excited
came to
about this.
town.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even know. They didn't even show us, so I don't even know.
Now y'all know y'all got your own gifts, right?
You got
have
our
your
own
bag.
gifts?
Y'all got
It's
your
an
own bag.
anniversary.
First of
Yeah,
all, they
y'all
setting the
own
standard. You
So there's
future,
no
you future
way.
guest on the show. You better
Yeah.
come with the goodie bags for us.
There's no way we're gonna give a gift out and we don't give you guys your own flowers. So happy anniversary.
Thank you.
You guys are
Sure.
doing an amazing job.
It's
You're
my
impacting
anniversary.
so many, and we want to give you your flowers and introduce you to this concept of lovepreneur.
I love that.
Ooh, it's the bag too. You gotta show the bag. They
You
got the
already
love
know,
on
baby.
the bag.
Let's
Go.
go.
Bag, yes. Hold on, wait. I know Ryan ain't the only one that got a bag, dude.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I was about to say. I was about to
This is
say.
a
I'm gonna wait
special
till
thing for the
tomorrow.
You gotta go
guests,
50-50 on
and
that one,
this is
Ryan.
Absolutely not.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So that's
Okay,
our-
so we got the Lovepreneurs Grow Rich series, Love and Business. Is it worth
Oh
it?
my goodness.
Oh, that's dope. This
yes.
is a weekly devotional.
Absolutely
sir.
for a
Yeah.
year
Weekly devotional. Is it like I do this by myself or with a lady?
With your partner.
with your partner. But
You
here's
could do it
you
by
gotta- you
yourself.
gotta get
here's
lady
the
first,
beauty.
Ryan. You
No,
gotta
no,
get
no.
lady
Here's the
first.
beauty about this. You know, it's the Bible for lovepreneurship. I truly believe if you go over this for a whole year and you devote yourself to these questions and you journal and you go set in here,
Yeah.
this is strictly on lovepreneur and answer these very difficult questions in here, you will be truly ready to identify that woman that is ready to help you build.
Wow. And I got the lovepreneur shirt. Oh,
Oh,
my
that's dope.
goodness.
That's
So
dope.
let me see. It got a definition. Let me read this to
First
the
of all,
people.
I'm glad it's black too, because black is. Let me tell
Yes,
you, I'm
for
even
sure.
upset I got this damn gray shirt on. I
Check
love,
it
I
out.
love
Put
wearing
it on.
black.
Put the shirt on.
Lovepreneur says attraction based on business goals, chemistry, sexual affection, and tenderness felt by lovers. And number 2, one who organizes, manages, and assumes the risk with a partner of building an enterprise. And this is it right here. You got the lovepreneur
it.
shirt right here.
It's short sleeve. You know, we coming out of Miami.
We pop. Oh yeah. First of all, I mean, look, listen. I gotta show the guns. You know what I'm saying?
There it is.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh no, that's the dress.
Oh,
You know-
That one not for you. That one not for you.
No,
That
no.
one not for you.
This was in case you guys had a lady. I didn't want to leave her out.
Well,
So you guys are both ladies.
I
So
got
we're
somebody
gonna-
to get that
This
too.
is good. All
I
right.
got somebody I can get
All
that too.
right. All right.
Hey, she blushing right now.
Yo,
She
I
know
got
who she is.
disrespected on my own show.
No
man.
sir. No sir. We wouldn't do that.
Oh, what size is this? What size is
Nah, I
this?
got your size. I got extra.
This is a small.
It's
for
a
the ladies?
small.
Okay,
Is she a
good.
small? Because I have.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah,
figure
yeah,
you
yeah,
out.
You know, Ty like them thick though, so yeah, I don't know if she can fit in there. Can she fit in that tie?
Yeah, she in a small from the back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there
But
you
she a
go.
small up top.
There
You
you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
Here, put it in there.
It's stretched, so
Yeah.
she fit right in.
I like it. I like it. All right. So we Gucci. I like
I
that.
love it. I love it.
I like they get my boy Ryan a dress. That's hilarious. Hey, so what we gonna get? So this what we gonna give the people.
That's for the
All
people.
right. So,
So this for y'all now. This for y'all now.
this is a special limited edition Lovepreneur Platinum box. Now, the people that join our community pay $15,000 because they get business consulting and relationship coaching for a year. There's certain qualifications to meet. You got to make a certain amount of money in an income bracket for this type of coaching. So this is when you receive a box and you receive all the goodies in the box when you are part of our platinum.
You gonna let them be
Lovepreneur
surprised,
community.
or you gonna show them?
We're gonna show them. We're
All
gonna
right,
show them what
cool.
they're gonna get because they,
Let's
they
see
already know.
what's
For
it.
a
I'm
year.
excited.
This is
All right,
dope.
so very similar. You guys get the t-shirt, right? The t-shirt. Here it
This
is.
is great package.
Excellent.
Beside the fact that you get a whole 365 days of business consulting and relationship building coaching. Okay. For you and your partner, whether you're seriously dating, engaged, or married, and you're starting a business, you're an entrepreneur, or you're seasoned, and you want to elevate and scale to the next level in your business and in your relationship.
Wow.
You become a platinum member. It's a $50,000 value. HR here said, listen, I want to bless our people. I want to see if they're serious, but they got to qualify. Okay. And They get their bag. Along with that, they get their journal.
Oh yeah,
Love
the
is
ladies love
dope.
journals too.
Oh yeah,
They get a
that's
welcome
dope.
packet.
Okay,
And they get
And-
their devotional and their pen.
You get this devotional.
Yep.
I love this.
So now
And it's more digital goodies that you get as
a
well.
lot when you join the program. Now they're giving you this packet. This is for 3 months. They're not giving you the $15,000 one. It's for 3 months that you get this type of coaching. But what I'm saying is you're getting the box that most platinums only get.
No,
Well, hold on,
I
hold
like
on,
that.
wait. So they getting this box?
They're gonna get this box
With all the
you
goodies.
have gifted them this box in 3 months of coaching.
They getting 3 months of
3
coaching?
months of
That's for
coaching
y'all.
as a
That's
unit.
big. That's big.
Yo, that is huge.
They
So-
better hit them likes.
3 months
that
of
is
coaching
a
is incredible.
$6,800 value.
Now that's the thing.
Oh my goodness.
We gotta reserve this for one of our channel members.
But they have to also
initiates.
They also have to meet the income requirement.
So, yo,
Yes.
initiates, we about to do something very special for you guys because, yo, listen, first of all, the fact that they about to come up here and hook us up with some coaching for 3 months
Sure.
is absolutely incredible because y'all know what we represent. We pro relationship, we pro love, and we also pro get into this bag
Big
as
time.
well.
Right.
All right. We ain't with none of that struggle love. It's success in all areas of our lives. And we have such an amazing work that you guys put into this world of actually focusing on couples, helping couples build together. So here's what we want to do, okay? Because I really want to do this right. Because I want you to tell me the qualifications one more time for somebody who can qualify for you guys for this 3 months.
Okay, so you have to be somewhat of an entrepreneur. You can still have your own career, but if you have a business, you're trying to scale this business to a whole nother level, and it's you and your partner, but you have no idea how to do it together, or you're doing it together, you just need more help, or you guys are clashing right now, something's going on, and you're making over $250,000 a year, you qualify for this 3-month program that HI has sponsored for you.
So here's what I want you to do. If you are an initiate, if you're not an initiate, I'm gonna let you go about joining. I want you to send us. I need you to, if you're already, this is just exclusive for my initiates. Send us an email if you qualify, and this is something that you want to sign up for. I need you to send us an email to info@hardlyinitiated.com, and they need to provide those details. I want you to provide your name, your spouse's name, because it's for couples, right?
It is.
For
You don't have to
couples.
be married though.
Yeah, you don't.
Right? You don't have to be
you
married.
don't have to be
Because
This is
married.
not a
Marcus-
marriage. This is
Marcus, shout out to Marcus Rogier,
Hey, Marcus.
one of our mentors and friends. He came to y'all. He was 8 months in to a serious relationship, considering marriage. It was going in the other direction. Came to y'all.
They had
and
vision.
yeah,
Mhm.
right. And now he's married with child.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So I
Yeah.
want look info at Harley Initiated. Send you and your spouse's name, and also send us your contact information. Okay, send us that. What me and Ryan are gonna do, we're gonna randomly select one of these emails, and we will and make sure you understand the qualifications. Okay, got to be in a couple.
It
Don't
will
need to be
be a
married.
venting. It will be a venting process. We don't allow just anyone in this community because this is information. The people that are in this community, they value their name, they value their reputation. It's very vulnerable. It's a safe space where you give each other feedback and learn how to scale your businesses, our time, the stuff that comes with it. Demetrius and I truly make sure that your business and your relationship comes first. We fight for it as much as you would fight for it.
But I do just want to make clear, we do have other stuff for people that do not make $250,000 a year.
Absolutely. This is
not
just for the
what-
gift. This is the
just
gift.
not the gift.
That's the
so
gift.
y'all can definitely get in contact with us, and we do offer other stuff. like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
y'all
go to our site, our Instagram at Diane at Lovepreneur. There's a link. You can know all about our programs. We have from $1,500 packages, all the way to very exclusive $30,000 packages. It depends what level you are in your business.
And all three of the profiles, the business profile as well as the two individual profiles, are in the description. And after this, you can just text me over the link. I can throw that in there as well.
Yep.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
listen, I love this. Thank y'all so much, by the way, for our gifts and for the gifts for the people. So much love.
And
to-
keep in mind, listen, guys, because not to cut you off, Tyshawn, but if you qualify and you are a member, and we know we got some very strong couples, at least half of y'all in the channel membership, you are an official initiate. We want to get this package to you. We will mail this out to your address as well as make sure you get that free 3 months of coaching as well. Just make sure you are an initiate as well as a couple that qualifies.
I was
Yes.
showing them the Instagram.
Okay,
handle.
Yes. So also, yeah, we're gonna be dropping your IGs in here. Don't worry,
Oh, yeah,
don't worry
for
about it.
sure.
We got you. We're gonna take good care of you. So first of all, thank y'all so much. And what we're gonna do is now I'm gonna let y'all. We got a couple minutes left, guys, in this conversation. We are not done yet. So what I want y'all to do for my people who want to send over, who have questions for our wonderful guest today, send those super chats in. We're gonna take the last cohort in, but I want to go ahead and take it here as we transition. Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's take it here as we transition, because what I want to know, because we kind of got into the spicy part of the conversation before we did a giveaway. And I want to know this: how do couples, especially hardworking couples, whether they both work in a job, whether they both working in business together and around each other all the time, regardless, what should they be doing to keep that sex life spicy?
Mhm.
How do we do that? Is there some strategies around that? Is there some
Absolutely.
things
Let me
we
see
can do?
the devotional again. One more time.
Absolutely.
Let me show you something. We have a commandment here.
And the devotional is included, guys. So we will send that whole package. We're gonna pay to send it to your crib.
Orlando is back, my
Hey,
boy.
hey.
Big shout out to Orlando Willis in the
And-
chat,
and
making his
TW
presence known.
Right. Shout out to TW doubling up on us too. We appreciate you, TW.
Much love, TW.
So the devotional is a 12 commandments, and commandment number 9 is weekly date nights, right? Especially in a very intense, stress-driven relationship,
Mm.
right? You must commit to a date night, just how you guys committed today to this Wednesday. You didn't say, oh, I don't feel like recording. Can you cancel the Lovepreneurs, please? Y'all committed to this. You have to commit to a date night where you just shut it off and focus on what you think is most important at the time. There must be sex involved. Especially if that's the other partner's love language. That may not be the case for you. Your love language may not be personal touch, but your other partner is.
You
It's
don't get in a
necessary.
relationship to make everything just about you.
Right, absolutely. You have to make sure that each other's love languages are being met.
Yes.
But that date night and that scheduler. So when we find, for those that find it difficult, maybe one out of the two is not really trying to have sex, not trying to be intimate, not just trying to have their moments, you schedule it then. Let's commit to 3, 4, 5 times a week, once a week, whatever your sex drive, your intimacy wants, you schedule that calendar date and commit to that date. That intimacy, that in to me, I see, is super, super important.
Wait. What'd you just say to me?
Intimacy. The only way to truly have intimacy is in to me, I see.
Wow. Into me, I see. Wow. That was kind of sexy, y'all. Did y'all feel that? All right. You gotta have that. You gotta have that.
Mhm.
So the date nights is a big part.
Date night and schedule sex on your calendar.
So see,
I know it makes it so like, I don't want to know on Thursday at 9
9:30.
o'clock.
All right.
Yeah,
Bend
abs-
over.
Here's
But
the deal.
what
I'm
to,
like,
to,
shit,
to
let's
that
go.
point,
I'm ready.
to that point, if that's for the couple that it's
That just
hard
can't.
to figure it out.
Mm.
okay.
For us, we don't have that problem. Like
It's chemistry.
Our
it's on
schedule is
site, right?
open. Yeah.
Okay.
I might be somewhere and I text my wife like, "Yo, when I see you, it's on site. Like,
Yeah.
it's going
Be
down.
ready.
Like tonight, you already know what type of time we on. Like
Mm.
you get to that point, so you gotta like. I talk spicy to my wife. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really a thing of like, oh, I can't say this to my wife. Like, no, like it's going down tonight. I'm getting that.
But
We already know.
that's a tone you set early on. And I think too often in these relationships, people, especially the person that needs that type of love and that type of touch, they need that to fill their love bank. They're not having that hard, pun intended, conversation in the very beginning.
Yeah, for
They're
sure.
letting things slide. And what happens is you 2, 3, 4 years in, and now you're married, 5 years in, 2 kids. Now you feel empty and you haven't really been saying
But here's
anything.
another piece though, super important. Like understanding, like same time. We talked about women insecurity, right? Men, for the most part, are visual. It's important for women to like, don't forget what attracted your man to come into the situation either. Like, because there's some men that, even though we normally the ones that want to get it in, it's some men that don't want to get it in with their spouse because they don't look the way they look when they got together. And granted, if it's something like health wise where you can't control that, that's one thing. But let's just make sure like we understand why men are here, why women are here, what their roles are, what their responsibilities are, and what they like, and make sure that we continue to be what they like, because that changes a lot of people from getting intimate too. Like, hey, when I met you, you was a size 4. You know what I'm saying? You ain't looking the way you was looking. I'm a high-powered man. I'm around all these women that got it together, and I got to come home and look at you like, and granted, disclaimer, there's a lot of things that can happen in life while women body change, kids, the whole 9. But for that high-powered man, if you got to spend that money, spend that money for it to look how you want it to look as well. Like,
oh wow,
don't be selfish and
See, they might
complain about it.
They already know.
Atlanta ain't no different.
No, you're right. You're right. Atlanta, yeah, you same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you got to make that investment too, if that's what you like. Like, I'm a visual person. I like my wife to look a certain way.
Yeah.
So she has I don't even know where her maintenance bill
I have a
is,
maintenance budget,
but
monthly.
she does what she needs to do for her body to stay.
Hey, you want me to look good?
certain way.
Got to be in the budget.
and
I
that's
get
real.
it.
Like, I don't have I don't even want to know what that costs. Whatever
He
you
just shakes
guys
his
do,
head.
that's what I want. That's what I like. Do it. And it ain't even the thing about surgeries and all that. It's things that can happen.
Oh my God.
that you
Can I
do
give
to
the ladies? Can I
maintain-
give the ladies a good hack? Ladies, invest in them body scoping massages. Body
Mm.
scoping massages. Like, literally, it transfers. And faja. I got my faja on now. True fact.
Explain
in the
what
beginning,
that is for the English people.
I think they're called girdles.
Waist
in
trainers.
waist trainers in English.
She's speaking Spanish. That fire.
When we first started dating, I would sleep with my faja. As Hispanic women, and shout out to my Latinas on the chat represent. As when we're like teenagers, our parents like, "Where's your faja?" Like, they buy you your first faja. You know it. In the Spanish community, that sensualidad. ¿Cómo se dice eso en inglés? Sensual. Sensual.
See, I know a
Sensualidad.
little Espanol. You know what I'm saying?
Sensual. That has embedded in us. Like, it's natural. It's not that we're overly sexy and promiscuous. It's just naturally we have always been told to express ourselves in that way, and that's okay. And that's one of the biggest things men find most attractive in a woman, is knowing that she is confident in her own sexuality. Doesn't mean that you have to be promiscuous. It just means that you know how to express yourself in a very sensual way. You are confident in your being, and you can look and nothing bothers you from left to right. You know who you are, and you're confident in your shoes.
That's sexy.
Doesn't matter your size. It doesn't matter your looks. Doesn't matter what your hair. If you know when you see a confident woman walking past, regardless of what they look like, it's like, okay, she walking in her shoes. She's owning it. I used to sleep in my faja. And Demetri was like, okay, I know you Dominican and all, but I'm gonna need you to take that faja off at night. So I did, but that was part of our culture.
What is a faja?
A faja
You
is
know the waist trainer.
It's a waist trainer.
Yeah,
but there's different ones. There's ones that have pants. They just shape you. The point is that it shapes you. It's a shaper. It shapes you. It makes sure that what you're eating and the intake is going in the right places. Is not sitting exactly right here. You're not developing that muffin top.
Bodybuilders use those too. I just seen my boy have one of those.
A lot of people do it
And
for
there's so many
different
things
reasons.
that
So
you
many
can
reasons
do.
behind it. But to my ladies, a good hack is invest in body sculpting. You do not have to get surgery to look great. Body sculpting massage is a true hack. And if you constantly do it weekly, you will see a difference and you'll start slimming down. And if you work out and do that too, girl, you good.
And
Men
eat right.
start investing in that. So stop going out with the fellas at $200-$300 on a table or whatever that you giving them. Instead, give it to your wife as her maintenance budget.
Oh, come on now. You better invest in what you want now.
sure.
Period. Education wise, how she supports you and how she looks.
I
That's
don't have
investment.
no problem with that. Whatever you need to do to keep it together, let's go.
But the thing is, I know what he likes. We've had those hard conversations, and he has told me honestly, there's certain things I don't like. No, that's okay. I'm not really feeling that. And at the end of the day, I make the decision like, okay, this is why I may draw the line with Chulo. I do like this. So we're going to have to compromise. But I said, you know what, Chulo, you're absolutely right. I'm good. Like, I can care less about that. You got it. That's you. So you got to make sure you guys have those hard conversations with your partner. You don't want to wake up, 5 years in and it's like, I don't know what is walking in front of me right now. That's
Right.
not okay. If that's not what you're attracted to.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a physical creature too, so
Sure.
Most men
I want my
are.
lady to look right. So
Shout out to the women in this type of relationship. You're the sexual creature and your man ain't trying to handle that. Talk to them, Chulo. Because a lot of women, especially as you get older, it's like I want it more, and he's so stressed out, he doesn't want it. And it don't because he technically doesn't. Stress may impact that type of intimacy.
Sex drive for sure.
100%.
It definitely does. Definitely.
Yeah.
But a man like myself, I need that.
Period.
Yeah.
That's a must have, must do.
I mean, you've been
Yeah.
in training for quite some time.
And even like the spontaneous stuff. Like it's so dope when just
Are you about to speak? Go ahead, speak. We're being transparent. Whatever.
oh yeah, you know me, I don't mind. Like
Okay.
just being spontaneous to do things unexpected.
Mm.
Like last night, I got out the shower and y'all said we could be transparent. Right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, bro. Say
Not that
whatever you want.
I'm like putting our sex life out on Front Street,
No,
but
but
we
it's a
are
good
over people
example.
like that. I got out the shower. She just so happened to come to the bathroom. She's like, you know what? Let me go and take care of you real quick. Like
So I took off his towel, put a towel on the toilet because it's a hotel here in Atlanta. Put a towel on the toilet. I said, turn around, Chula. And then I went right back to sleep.
Game time.
I'm done.
Game
That's
time.
it.
You know,
Oh my
you know how I
They
slept
turned
last night?
up. They
Like a
turned
baby.
up.
Oh
I
my
slept like a baby.
God,
But
this
here's
is
the
beautiful.
deal. I may
Right.
not have, listen, no, are we being transparent? It's that time of the month for me. My head ain't there. My body ain't there. I'm somewhere else right now. I'm in pain. And I look, because my husband respects when I'm in pain. He be like, nah, baby, you going through that? Do your thing. It's
Yeah.
all right. Go through what you got. You need anything? I'm gonna give you a head massage. I give him a head massage. He'll give me a head massage. So like, it's different ways he will support each other at that time. So he respects and I appreciate that. So I was in pain, but I was okay. I'm like, you know what? Let me bless my husband real quick. It's a sacrifice.
Blessings
end.
on blessings. You know what I'm
The
saying?
point is, it's all levels of sacrifice,
But
and
here-
I don't think that we should like nitpick.
Here's
which
my
one we
here's my
don't.
problem. If I'm trying to have a relationship with a young lady where I'm trying to hold out before marriage, if I'm trying to show this, all right. I don't even think there's many people problem. This is a niche problem for some of y'all, but just in general.
Yeah.
How do I know without actually having the act of sex and not being surprised in marriage that she's willing to make some of those sacrifices like that?
Patterns.
Okay. What do you mean?
Patterns.
What do you mean by that?
I have never had a problem sacrificing for my husband while he was my boyfriend.
So is it true that just because she makes sacrifices in some areas automatically means she'll be just as open to
It-
making those
She'll
sacrifices?
be open to making. You have to educate her. There may be certain areas in your relationship that you need to work on becoming better. But if she was willing to sacrifice in some major things, chances are with the conversation, education, a little exposure to
Coaching
some
if
new
need be.
information, 100%. She would be
Coaching.
willing. We
What's
talk.
coaching
That's
for
in the book. We
everything.
talk about all of that in our community.
Head coaching?
That's everything.
There is.
Everything.
100%.
You know how many couples have came in our ecosystem
Mhm.
and wasn't on that, and then they
Wow.
get to talking with my wife, another woman, and it's like, you know what? Actually, that is a normal thing to do. Like
Mhm.
some women just never did
They
it.
were raised saying that
Wow.
it was nasty.
They thought it was like the wrong
Mhm.
thing to do. It's like, no, he need that.
My wife
Hook
getting
you up.
mandatory hair classes, matter of fact.
Listen, you invest in self-development, you invest in trying to figure out editing and everything else. Absolutely. You should completely invest in whatever it is that you need from your wife.
Mm.
We're not talking about a girlfriend.
Your wife.
I am
Yeah.
not promoting pastor. I am not promoting this for relationships and they're not married. Okay. This is all for married folks.
Somebody in the
But I
chat
will
was like, I
say-
can't wait to get married. I like that enthusiasm though.
Yeah,
That's
just make
good.
sure you educate.
I will say this
Invest
though,
in education.
while you on that topic of
Yeah.
making that sacrifice, like before you go there, like it literally shows you exactly who you're dealing with. There's
Mm.
so many things you're able to find out about your partner when the sex and physical is not involved.
It's not
Because
blinding.
sex can literally like put layers on top of problems. And it's like when you're going through that rooting season, what I call it, like a lot of relationships don't last through the rooting season because they want everybody to see and they want to feel what the success of relationships look like before they put those roots under the ground where it's dark at nobody sees. In that rooting season, you get to really identify how strong your partner really is.
Mhm.
You get to see how they deal with the pressure of I want you so bad, like this is something that I desire so bad. How willing are you to take this road with me and sacrifice not having what you know you really could get But because of the journey we on, because of the mission and what we're trying to accomplish, you're willing to make those sacrifices. So you really get to see the real true person when you do put that to the side that you wouldn't if all the physical was involved. So we did it for 22 months.
Wow. Let me tell you, a masterclass tonight, y'all.
What? 22 months.
22 months.
Now, granted, like my wife said, we did start off physical.
Mhm.
For a year.
And then we made a decision to put it on pause until we got married.
How long? How long was that? By the way?
22 months.
22 months.
Okay,
For
so that
22
was
months
the
it was
22
Almost,
period.
almost 2 years.
So it was from when we decided to the day we got married, October 9th.
Wow.
Wow, I would've
But
been in a rush
here's
to
the
the
thing. Here's
courthouse,
what
boy.
no one told me. And it's sort of common sense, but sensei common. On October 9th, we got married. Went right back to that hotel room thinking we were going to leave off the way we left off 22 months ago. And I felt like a virgin all over again. It was painful.
Slayer.
Painful.
Yeah, for sure.
So just be prepared for that. I wish somebody would have told me that because I had all types of plans for that night. And it was like, oh my God, I'm starting over. And I'm sure that he enjoyed every second of it. But I was in pain.
That is incredible. 22 months. Man.
But during those 22 months, we got our credit together to a whole nother level. We purchased together 2 different properties. We started a new daycare. We expanded the auto body shop, and we started the business consulting during that time.
So when does the sex happen? Does it happen as soon as like you say like is it after the actual ceremony?
Right.
Yeah, after you say I
After.
do.
Oh,
Yeah.
after the ceremony.
After the ceremony. So we got married in Dominican Republic in Punta Cana. Because somebody asked me why I took my man to DR.
Oh, all right. No.
Right.
Don't even say that city.
Listen,
Right.
no, the reason why I took him to Dominican Republic, he was a counselor in Philly and in the
Oh.
tri-state area.
Yeah.
So if you had an objection all the way in DR, I need to hear what you got to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we were good. Yep, 106 people attended the wedding. We had the whole airplane to ourselves.
Wow.
Amazing wedding. We did the ceremony. Right after the ceremony, we were excited. And it went down. And then the reception happened. And yeah, it was amazing.
Man,
Wow.
Worth
round,
it.
a round of applause for good sex after
Right.
Oh, for
after
sure.
the rooting season.
Round
of
We done heard
applause,
some
man.
horror stories about that.
Yeah, we
So,
have.
I'm glad he
we
was able
have.
to push through.
That it wasn't the easiest thing. We were distracted by intentions. And that's a good distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember vividly one time because I lived with my parents all the way till I got married, right? So I didn't have that. I didn't do that. I lived by myself, roommates. I didn't have all that. So he would come over to my house, and it'll be like 1 a.m, and it'll be that little peck in the neck. I'm like, Chulo, and I have to go. This ain't a good combination. 1 a.m. You want to do a peck right here? Nah. So there was a few like no outs, and it was like almost those movie sessions,
I just
like
had
when
to
you're
make sure
at the
the
door.
engine stay started. I ain't want
Yeah.
the,
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
keep
right.
Yeah, no, he was
engine.
trying.
The fire
You know what I mean? The battery
go.
died.
The
You
devil
guys
was
jump
trying.
start like I want to
Facts.
try and go do all
Yeah,
that.
the devil was trying, and he would be like, "You're right," and he'll leave, and there was no more spending the night. Couldn't do that. It's too tempting. Like I truly,
Her spending the night with me.
over his house.
Right.
Now my thing is, we knew what our weaknesses were at that time, right? And we knew there was a bigger mission here. I can't emphasize how much, and we were able to truly tap into that inkling, that attraction of what next for us, simply because we didn't have that clouded. And now we can have sex anytime we want to. 2 kids later,
Guilt free.
Yeah, you
Guilt-free.
ain't have to worry
We
about
got
having
the
those hard
Lord's
conversations,
approval.
thinking like, "Dang, if this don't turn out right, I might not get none tonight." Like, we want to get none tonight anyway. So it's like you can have all the raw conversations
I
you
mean, the
needed
conversations were raw.
to really work through what would be issues later. We were able to get past that just by making that sacrifice for those 22 months.
Literally, there's nothing that I know Demetrius and I can't overcome together. We have been through some stuff. Let me just to my, you call them, what do you call your
Initiates.
Initiates.
To my initiates. If for whatever reason we are sitting here like things are perfect, I want to be clear. We are not sitting here on a pedestal that everything is beautiful, roses and rainbows. Not at all. It can get gang related, respectfully.
For sure.
We have been able to grow into this season right here after 16 years of figuring things out as a unit together because we know we have a mission We have a purpose, and there's nothing that's going to stop us to accomplish that. We are very intentional in what we're doing. Our conversations, our disagreements are very intentional. Very intentional. We will express ourselves. We will disagree, but we will never sit there and be upset and not figure out a solution. That is not an option for us.
It's a fact.
And there you have it, y'all. Man, first off, I'm so impressed with this episode. I mean, we got people in here. First of all, y'all already know I want to see it. If y'all feel like y'all done got blessed by this couple here, you just let me know. I put blessed up in this chat. And if you watching the replay, I want you to drop a blessed in the comments, because not only did you bless us with the gifts, not only did you bless our initiates or one of our couples here with one of your most premier programs of coaching, but you also blessed us with the information, your testimonies, and your overall perspective here tonight. Because trust me, we needed this one, because I don't think we've ever had the conversation that deeply as it related to marriage and money. But tonight, I think we accomplished that very, very well. So I really appreciate y'all for coming up on here and blessing the people tonight.
Thank you for having us. Shout out to Marcus too.
Yeah, shout out to him for the connection.
Yeah,
this is the second time that Marcus has connected us with a couple, or just, very influential and respectable people, and he did a good job. So I'm glad he did.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Y'all are dope. Y'all are dope.
We thank y'all, man. Please keep doing what y'all doing.
Thank you.
This is,
We all need it.
there's a lot of podcasts, there's a lot of platforms out here, but I think y'all have something that people can really take and add value to their life, not just entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, this is real life situations people are dealing with that you guys are bringing solutions to. And I think that's what the culture really needs right now. Like, it's enough entertainment out here. Like, you don't got to look far for entertainment, but information that you can actually apply to your life and that may change the trajectory of someone's future. I feel like that's what you guys, I've looked at some of your episodes besides just us doing this one, and we appreciate y'all for having us. But definitely kudos to y'all. Salute y'all. Keep doing what y'all doing, for sure.
Let's get it,
man. That's big coming from the Lovepreneurs, man, because y'all are equally doing some amazing work. And as y'all know, we always are looking to, first of all, thank you for y'all support, initiates. I'm talking about every subscriber, every comment, every like. It adds so much value. And another major thing that is really adding a tremendous amount of value is the actual members, our initiates. Okay, so what I would like to see, can we please see 5 initiates join the family before we get up out of here tonight?
Because we definitely hit 10 already tonight. So 5 more.
Let's hit 5 more, guys.
Shout out to Jennifer. Shout out to Rena.
Initiates tonight.
Shout out to Taisha, and shout out to Beatrice.
Yes. So what I want y'all to do as well, for the people that didn't, if y'all coming and y'all missing it, we got some very special for our initiates, a program. Y'all need to go back and replay it. Info@Harley Initiated. For couples that qualify, send us over an email and we're going to contact you back if you are selected. Only for our initiates. Contact us, info@Harley Initiated, if you want to join the Lovepreneurs program that they have put together for you guys.
They will be officially initiated Lovepreneurs.
Exactly.
Yes.
And guys, we follow through. I'm going to start. We're getting the YouTube post together, because I know you guys want us to post in the community, but we actually send these things that we say we're going to give away. We do send them. So we've had multiple winners already from the giveaways that we've done. So they've already sent me their photos. So I'm going to show you proof that we actually deliver on these things that we're talking about, guys.
Welcome to El Boogie, to the family. I need 4 more people. Look, we need 4 more people to join the family on here tonight. And listen, y'all already know how we do it.
Shout out to El Boogie, he the fellas.
Man, I love seeing the brothers join the initiative.
They need it.
I'm hinting this for you guys too, because we got some very special things that we've been working on in the background. So we're gonna be rolling out some very dope things for you guys, some offers that me and Ryan working tirelessly. Y'all know, we ain't got no job. When we was telling that brother that he need to commit to something, trust me, we live it, because we have absolutely committed to the service of this platform, and we are all in on this. So we have so much that we are going to be bringing to you guys over the coming weeks. So just stay patient with us. But like, comment, subscriber, and initiate helps us build what we're giving to you guys coming soon.
We also have a waiting list for our Lovepreneur retreat. So again, if you go to our links, the link in the bio, you have all the information. We have the different communities that you can join depending on where you at in your business, and you also have the waiting list for the Lovepreneur Retreat. Definitely something special. You want to be in the building if you want to mastermind as well as invest in your relationship. You wanna
Yes.
attend one of the Lovepreneurs Retreat.
And we are working on getting you all these links. These links will be here. And we got 2 new initiates that's
Yep.
joining this thing here
Hey.
for us.
Absolutely. Shout out to Female Hustle Code. Shout out to Pumpkin Pie, and shout out to
Pumpkin
Shantae. Shantae's
Pie.
been active tonight, and which is really dope. And I want you to tell them, Ty. We probably should have told them that earlier. I'll make sure to do it next
What's
Monday. Tell them about what we got special coming up with Dr. Spirit.
Oh,
And tell them about the schedule
yes.
for Thanksgiving week 2.
Yes, guys. So we're gonna be doing a special episode, guys. I think it's gonna be a Friday night episode, y'all. Y'all know Monday and Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Monday and Wednesday night, every Monday and Wednesday night at 8 p.m. We doing this here. We bringing this for y'all. We have not missed one for the last like 4 weeks, but we about to throw a
4 months.
Friday. Yeah, 4 months. But we about to throw a Friday in here for y'all. It's looking like Friday, November 17th. All right, we're working on bringing Dr. Spirit to the live. Bring her right back up in here. Y'all know she lit. She had everybody listening, crying, your mama crying. I mean, you was watching TV, cooking, whatever you was doing. People was at work crying.
She requested it too. She said, I need to, she said, I don't know what she want to talk about, but she said, I need to speak to your audience.
Yes.
I need to speak to the initiates.
So we actually doing that in lieu of an episode on the 22nd, because we know the holidays is going to be on the 23rd of November. So on the 22nd, we actually going to let y'all relax that Wednesday. That's going to be our first Wednesday we take off. So we're going to let y'all chill out and be with the family, but we're going to make up with an episode the Friday right before that. And we're going to have a special Friday night episode. So y'all going to be partying with us Friday night, real wholesome style, hardly initiated style. All right.
We got the 5. Shout out to Nicola.
Man, big shout out to Nicola. Thank you guys so much. Nicola Lumpkin, welcome to the family.
So
All right.
is that 5 or is that 4?
That
We need
is
one more.
that was 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4.
One more,
We
y'all.
need one more.
One more. I like that.
One
need
more
one more.
person needs to
We need
join.
one more.
And here's what we're gonna do, y'all, because y'all already know we let y'all have a good time. When we close out the show, I have absolute confidence that another person is about to pop up within the next few seconds. So we're gonna wind this show down. And y'all know we still got over 800 people up in the chat with us here at 11:15 at night. We're gonna let y'all have a good time up in this chat. And I know my last person is coming. My last initiate is rolling up in here, but I'm gonna let y'all go because I gotta let this amazing couple get up out of here and get some sleep tonight because they've rocked this thing out.
Hey.
I need to
Y'all
let
did
them
an
get some
excellent job
rest.
tonight, too.
We
I
appreciate
Hey,
y'all.
one more round of
Appreciate
applause
it.
for the Lovepreneurs coming up on Hardly Initiated and doing they thing here tonight. But
Shout out to Janelle who just gifted the membership. She said, y'all taking too long.
Man,
She
shout out to
popped the
Janelle.
bottle.
Hey.
shout out to Janelle. Always much love to you and much love to all of our hardworking moderators in the chat. Shout out to Janelle. Shout out to K-Ann. And shout out to Wife, who is in here policing this joint and helping us make this possible every single day. But look, y'all.
You know what we gotta do since it's y'all anniversary,
What's that?
and we got somebody that's gifting something to somebody else.
What's that?
Whoever Janelle is, we gonna come up with another gift for her. So
Oh
if
my
she joined
God.
if she joined tonight, we gonna put something special together for Janelle. We just need to know her situation, if she's involved with somebody or not.
Whatever
And,
it is.
and I'm gonna have my wife put something together specifically.
All they're gonna
for
do is
Janelle.
text his number.
Oh
Janelle,
my
text his number. Say Janelle.
God.
It's got to be the funniest
It's
thing.
the gift that
This
keeps
is-
on giving. Like that's just how we roll.
Janelle, listen, you about to get blessed by the Lovepreneurs.
Sure.
Okay, so the funny thing is, look, Janelle is a moderator in the chat and a very, 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 listen, we already got our moderators, they tapped in with the family. So check
That's
this
dope.
out. Janelle, we got something special coming for you, so just hold tight. But we about to let y'all go ahead and get some rest.
That's
tonight.
exactly who needs
All right?
this thing. then.
So,
That's who would
listen.
die.
Hardly initiated. Listen, we are out. Have a good night, y'all.